me.
Fellas, what's good? Another
What's
week.
up, guys?
Another
What's
week
going
for
on?
gaming. So, what you guys been up to this whole time?
Go ahead, Mark. Let me hear it, man. What you been playing?
So I thought I would never have to buy things online again. You know, the PS5 was kind of BS. It kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. So fast forward to Friday, my wife wakes me up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. She's like, "Oh, these Animal Crossing amiibo cards are coming out.
Oh, man.
They're coming out,
You're going back into that world, dude.
and we got to get them." I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm in bed." She's like, "All right, go on your phone. I got my laptop. I got my phone."
Oh, they were releasing.
They're releasing at 6 a.m. We have to get them. I was like,
What is it with people trying to make us be up so damn early to do
So
this?
keep in mind, they're only at Target and only for online store pickup. You can't go in the store and get these damn things. You gotta play
Same
the game.
thing, yeah.
So it's like, all right, you know. So 5:59 comes around. My eyes are barely awake, you know, in bed. And then 6 o'clock comes around. We add them to a cart. You know, the typical shenanigans that happens when the time comes. This one was more like Best Buy, where it's based on your store. You know.
Okay,
So
yeah.
in San Bernardino and Fontana.
So did you guys pick two different stores then, so you guys could get a better possibility to hit?
Yes.
Okay.
But so 6 a.m. comes around, they're all out. I was like, wait a second. At least on the PlayStation, like you had time to like add that shit to your cart and like at least finagle it for a second, like to feel like you had a
just was
chance.
like-
This just said it's unavailable. So I was like, there's something.
Oh, if it's unavailable, then that means it didn't even
It
release
didn't go
yet,
live.
right?
Yeah, it didn't even
So
go.
I checked
Yeah.
all the stores and all of them, like it shows that they're in stock at all the stores in our area. But when you add it to your cart, it says this item is unavailable or is no longer in stock. So I go on Twitter. Everyone's like, man, these things are already sold out. And my wife was like sad, dude. She's like super sad. Like, man, I wanted these cards so bad. But me, I'm just hammering the checkout. It keeps saying like, you know, it keeps saying like it's not available. But
Right.
I'm hammering that thing on my phone in bed like half asleep. My wife's like sad, like, man. But I told her, hey, you can't give up. It's only 6:04. Like you still got a lot of time.
You got that
Yeah.
PS5 mentality.
I told her.
Somebody was lagging
You got
when they
that
hit the
PS5
enter button.
mentality.
I told her.
dude.
I said, you can't give up this easy. We only been in this for 4 minutes. Like, keep checking out.
You gotta check for almost 30, bro.
So that's what it turned into. We checked out for 30 minutes and we both got them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
Everyone gave up.
I don't know. I think there's a glitch in the
was
system.
that a target ploy
I don't know.
from their learning from the PS5?
It's probably like
fiasco?
their unclassified queue. It's like, hey, here's the queue.
Maybe.
Wait for
Maybe.
it,
I
and then
think-
you'll eventually see.
Because it was proximity based, I know there's no way in heck that bots in San Bernardino at 6 in the morning bought them all out. I knew that wasn't,
That's proximity
right.
based.
yeah, because it was, you have to check a store and you could only get 2. So I was like, there's no way bots got them all
I don't
in
care about that, right?
in
You're
like
gonna
60
get 2.
seconds.
Yeah.
Correct. So
Wait. So did you purchase two yourself and then your wife two herself, or did you just purchase one?
we
and she
both got
purchased
one and one.
Okay,
we both
you ain't
got
trying
one
to
and
flip them, are you?
No, of course
Okay,
not.
alright.
No, I'm not
His
trying to
wife
flip
wants
them. One's staying in the packaging, and then one my wife opened.
Okay, so
they're
collector's
there's
edition?
just 6 NFC cards that are amiibos. You tap them on the game.
Right,
You always get the 6 same cards. They're $5.99 at the store
Mm-hmm.
because it's Sanrio and Animal Crossing mixed up. You know, the Hello Kitty kind of stuff.
Right.
And dude, but that night they were selling for $100 a pack. I was like, who the heck is paying $100
That's a markup for you.
for a $5.99
That's a
booster pack?
markup for you, dude.
So,
Man,
long
dude,
story
people
short,
will
got
do
those
it.
bad boys, you know. My wife was very happy. And luckily, shout out to the PlayStation. You know, I don't give up after 5 seconds. I'm like, come on, dude.
I know,
Until this
I
website
know.
crashes, I'm not getting
Until
off
the
this damn
website
thing, you know?
crashes. Yeah.
Until that shit says
Until
out
it
of stock,
crashes, man.
Yeah.
you should not give
Until I
up.
get the
Yeah.
deer antlers.
Until
some
you get
puppies,
deal
dude,
antlers, a
I'm
website
not
crash,
stopping,
a 404
dude.
error, or something.
Yeah, 'cause when
404
you-
error.
I'm spamming the button. If the button's there, it's being spammed.
Exactly.
Yeah, because when
So-
you tell me it
that's
says
funny.
not available, that means it hadn't released yet. Then it just ain't. It ain't.
So-
it ain't aired yet on
so-
my side.
so they put-
I'm
yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for it to come out.
So they put the listing up like 2 hours before, and they even Target was on their Twitter like hyping it up. Hey guys, it's on the store now. It's coming soon. So like
Target, man.
Target was like tweeting about it, you know. So
Yeah.
it was on the page, but at 6, that's when the button let you add it to the cart.
Right.
But it was just sus because it was immediately unavailable, and you had to like type in your area code and like pick a store. So I was like, dude, there's no way bots got these because you only can get 2, and you have to pick a store. So I was like, I think it was just wasn't available, like you're saying. They didn't flip the switch on their end or something, you know.
No, it might
That's
have been a
how I
trick,
was
might have
able
been
to
a
get
ploy.
my PS5, man, because you had to select a store
Yep.
and then you had to put in your zip and all that stuff. And I'm like, it can't be that many people that's trying right now here in San Bernardino for as many stores as we got over
See,
here,
I
like
thought
2 or
the same
3.
thing.
Like,
I was in
come
Hemet.
on, man.
I was in Hemet, dude. That's even more low key than San Bernardino.
Yeah.
And I was like, there can't be a bunch of people up in Hemet right now, but I still couldn't get one. But I think people were from all over the place were selecting stores.
Yeah.
that they
Just
could
to drive to?
Probably people in San Diego who
Yeah,
theirs was out there like, all
exactly.
right,
I
what's the
mean,
nearest
Exactly.
place?
Yeah, I went
Just all
to-
over Southern
Yeah.
California. Everyone was online crashing the
Yeah.
system.
Yeah, I went to Encino for my Xbox.
Oh, that's true.
You
See?
know
Yeah,
what I mean?
so
I had
people- I
to
was
drive a
doing
little
that,
ways,
like,
but
I was-
Encino
I
wasn't
was
that
going
bad.
down
You
the
know?
list.
I was not about to drive no
Yeah, yeah.
like hour and a half or nothing like that. I was like, hey Ray,
I bet.
I would
hey,
have driven an hour and a half.
hey,
for
him,
sure,
him
dude.
has got it, man. I need you to go.
Dude.
Let's get on it. Dude, I was hoping and praying I can get one from Hemet, right? Because right in my town, but I couldn't get
yeah.
it, dude. That was a nightmare. And I was doing, I was like, Mark, I kept going. When everyone else was giving up, man, I
Yeah,
kept
just
trying
spam
to
it.
get
Why
it.
not, man? But yeah,
But
so
it never worked for me at Target. Target left a sour taste in my mouth.
Dang.
Dude.
Target's my
was
best friend
douche.
now, man.
but yeah, the Twitter was very sad. Like everyone was like, "Man, this thing will end out of stock in 2 minutes." And then once like 6:30 came around, everyone's like, "Guys, don't give up! I got one. So I secured the bag." Everyone's like, "Don't give up!"
Did you
know?
tweet? Did you tweet your picture of your
Did you
purchase?
tweet?
I did post it on Instagram, but I was like, you know, still a little groggy, so I think I just like went to the restroom, made some coffee. I was just like happy that my wife wasn't like disappointed because she was legit like sad at like 6:04. But I told her, I was like, it's only been 4 minutes. We still got a chance here.
This
alright?
retail shit to do it to you, man. Like all this BS with these
Because she was
bots
ready.
and
She had
stuff.
her laptop.
Golly, man.
Like she was all signed in. Like she was like ready to go. Like, all right, you know, I'm ready for this. You know what I'm saying?
So I wonder how long it's gonna take for somebody to copy those NFCs and make them little
Oh,
tokens. that you
it was
sell
already.
on-
It's
on
yeah,
Amazon.
they're already available on Amazon for $30.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Just copies them, huh?
just replicas.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Wow.
there's already
That
copies
they
out
did
there.
it before. Like I seen the big
They're-
selection
they're
for
on
like
eBay.
$20, like Legend of Zelda stuff,
'em
like
all, huh?
all kinds of things. You know, you
Yeah.
could just buy a box and it just be like little token chips that you just sit and they got the NFC on there.
Yep.
So
Yeah, they already got those.
I was just wondering
for
but-
the Sanrio, but we
That's
got
crazy.
the real deals. You know,
yeah,
instead
Yeah, I
of made
mean,
in
if you
China,
wanna
these are
have-
made in Japan. So
you know,
you know,
yeah. How
But,
much were they retail?
$5.99 for the pack. $5.99.
Damn. So even
It's
if
just a
you-
little booster pack.
even if you creating a duplicate of it and selling, you selling for $30.
And they're just little pieces of paper. Yeah, they're literally cards, and then the back has like a little.
I gotta figure out
They're
how
getting a
to
few sales
duplicate
right
some
now.
NFCs,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Anyways.
So yeah, so that was fun. Friday night, a little Friday
That was
thing
a fun
adventure.
Friday night.
So that was cool, you know. And then as far as the games,
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing some Valorant
Okay.
with the fellas.
You guys
here
played
and there.
last night, right?
Yeah, we played last night.
Played that on PC, right?
Yeah,
Man, you little PC master
dude,
race.
I just left the mouse and
You won't-
keyboard, man.
Come on,
I love the mouse and
man.
keyboard. You know what I'm saying?
How come you don't plug it up to your Xbox One and play it?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I have before.
Yeah.
I have for Warzones.
Because
You know?
Xbox One lets you use mouse and keyboard for everything, right? It's basically like a PC,
Yeah.
right? The Xbox.
Yeah,
One.
Does the
I have at
Xbox
some
One
point.
X let you do it too?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought a lap board, so it's specifically for on the couch, and it has like cushions, and it's designed for playing PC games on your couch. So I got a pretty, nice thing for that. I don't know. Sometimes I just prefer the PC, but I don't think Valorant is on consoles yet. It's just PCs. But anyways, I've been playing a little bit of that because it's kind of like Counter-Strike from back in the days. So it has a really nice feel. Like the shooting is like awesome. So I really like that game. And then I've been still dabbling in Fallout 76.
Okay.
I really like that game, dude.
Mhm. I know, I was hooked too, bro.
You gotta let me know
Long.
next
That
time you're
game
playing
is
so I can
sick,
hop on
dude.
with you because it's been a while.
I love that game. I feel like
What level are you now?
I'm 54.
So you might even be higher level than me.
Really?
You still be playing it?
I haven't played it in a while. I tried getting y'all. Remember that time when I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
you buy it and stuff? Because I wanted all of us to play it.
Yeah.
But we didn't follow through. But I always really enjoy Fallout 76. Like,
Well,
I had a
didn't
lot
we
of fun
play
with
it?
it.
Dope,
Didn't
dude.
I
we
played
play
by
it at
myself
one time?
for like hours.
We did
And
play
it-
on
and it-
Xbox one time.
Yeah, but I
thought we
played
had
with
an
you
issue
like
with
one
it.
time, I think.
Yeah, we all three played on the
yeah,
Game
but then,
Pass.
but before
Oh, before
before
that.
you were
Before that,
on
we
that
had
game,
Oh.
we bought it when it came out, pretty
I
much,
see.
pretty early when it came
see.
out. Not like right when it came out because
Yeah.
got a little bit of a flop score, but we eventually got it. On the
We
low.
did it. We bought it when we had heard the announcement of Wastelanders.
That's when we bought
and so
it. Yeah.
we decided,
And
like,
we
oh, it's cheap as hell.
You put a lot of time into it too, and then you got like ahead of me, and you were showing me some ropes, and then we played that one time together, and we went for a
to
while.
actually try it out.
We played together
something.
for a good minute. We were like killing some things.
Yeah.
And then like you kind of never played much after that. You had to go somewhere that day, and I kept playing by myself.
Oh, okay.
And I was going on by myself. I was, I loved sniping things, shooting things, collecting things. I was having a lot of fun with it. And that was before there was no NPCs. So I really wanted to try it out with all the NPCs because you see all the people when you play.
But I could have sworn
So
we
it's like,
tried
you have a
it.
whole different experience
I
than
can't
me.
imagine how you guys played it.
I played it
before.
without people, dude, and
Now-
I was having fun.
Yeah, now there's like so many cool like grouping mechanics. There's cool like little daily dungeons, if you will, called daily ops.
Nice.
There's a battle pass that's free now. So all your daily and weekly quests. So it's kind of cool to jump onto your dailies real quick. Okay, I had a cool little experience with it.
Right.
But I really love the world. I feel like the world is better than Fallout 3, but the story is just crap. Like I'm trying to figure out the story and it just doesn't make sense. So if you guys in the comments know the story or know like a link to something I can watch, send it my way. Because playing the game, it's like you're struggling to like figure out what's going on. Maybe that's by design. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You got to listen to all the tapes, read the terminals.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
little bit too much work to figure out what's going on. You got to listen to the radio signals and all that. But the game's awesome. And then I fired up Demon Souls just for a few minutes.
Nice.
And I was like, all right, I need
in
to
there, man.
I need to
Get
wait.
in there.
I still need to like, I need to sit down and play that game like for real.
So did you end up beating like the first boss or?
So I got to that. I got to the. So I don't know if you're supposed to get to the first boss that quick, but
the slime.
no, like the big guy with the gut.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did.
That's the prologue boss.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so I sadly didn't kill him. He was maybe at like
No,
5%.
I don't think it's
and he
hard to kill.
freaking
You
like,
barely
hard to
can
kill,
move
yeah.
in that thing. Like,
Dude, I almost killed
you
him.
got glue on your feet.
I freaking almost killed him, man. He was
I
maybe
didn't
like
even
a
try. I
5 or
just ran around and let him hit
10%.
me.
Oh, okay.
Because it's meant to kill you. But I mean, you can kill it, but it's like designed in a
okay.
sense to kill you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you'll kill it in New Game Plus.
Yeah.
New
it's
Game
like-
Plus,
yeah,
you'll run up in there and
exactly.
then
Gotcha.
he's gone.
Yeah, so I was just trying to save time. I mean, I already knew that.
I didn't know.
So I just let him slice me. He like almost one shots you.
No, he does. Yeah.
So it's like, because it's by design to do that. It's
I
meant to do
did
that.
try to move, but it's just like you can't even stick and move.
I didn't even
like
try
that.
to move, man.
Yeah.
I just ran up.
I just went to his backside, dude. I was just wrecking him, but like one sweep and you're dead. So I was like, oh damn. I
that was
think
by design, man.
I think
Don't worry
he
about
maybe
that.
even blocked, but he just wrecked me in one hit, and I was like, oop.
That's by design,
Oh,
man.
okay.
That's by
That makes
design,
sense.
dude. Yeah.
And then I got to this one part. I died pretty deep on that first level, the 1-1.
I got to give you I'll give you a hint here. In that game, when you die, if you're human, you have a world tendency, light and dark world tendency.
I was gonna add.
Yeah, I'm telling you what that is. When you die, your tendency goes black.
Is that when you lose half your health?
Yeah. So when
Okay.
you die, there's a cling ring you should find soon that will let you get 25% more of that back.
Right.
So it's not so bad being unhuman.
I wish you could wear so many more rings, man. You got 10 fingers,
Yeah.
bro. Why I got
I know,
2 rings,
dude.
man?
Dude, it's gotta be hard though. If you have like all these ring fingers holding your weapons. Come on.
Yo,
A little
brass, give me a
thematic,
brass
right? little
knuckle one that
thematic.
takes up like 4 something. You know what I mean? Like, give me more
But
rings.
anyways, what you want to do is you want to beat bosses in dead form, and then what you do? Here's the trick: when you beat a boss, you get your humanity back.
Okay.
Go back to the Nexus, go all the way top, and jump off and commit suicide. Because if you die when you're human, your tendency goes down. And the reason why I say this is because certain areas will open up to you in the world if your tendency is pure white.
Okay.
So when you first went 1-1 and you went left and there's that gate, you probably
Yes,
went
yes,
left because you're
yes, yes,
hunting.
yes,
You're a
yes.
hunter like all of us, right?
Yeah.
So you went left and you saw that gate and it was closed on you.
Yep.
When you get white tendency, that will open up, and that
Oh.
has the best armor. Not the best armor, but the armor with the most defense in the game.
The only
down there.
thing I don't know is when you're looking at
That's one example.
When you're looking at your tendency, how do you know how white it is?
Okay, pure white is gonna it's gonna be bright. So you probably have white on all of them, but when it's like beaming white, it's pure white. And it needs to be pure white in order to get the dragon sword from the dragon god, on the zone you're trying to do, the blacksmith zone.
I'm literally in the Dragon God area.
So when you go into the Dragon God area, did you beat the Flame Lurker?
Yeah, I beat the Flame Lurker.
Okay, so when you beat the Flame Lurker, you turn left, there's the sword. If you're pure white, there's the sword. If you're not pure white, there's going to be some rock rumble in your way.
Okay, there's some rumble over there.
Then you're not pure white because you probably died while you were human, or you died a few times some way. Like even if you died like once, you're not pure white. It's like very difficult.
Gotcha.
So then
like,
do
you
I
wanna
gotta
start
go
the
in and
game
help
knowing that
somebody?
information.
Okay.
Do I have to go in and help somebody with the Flame Lurker or something in order to get white again?
Maybe. I'm not sure. That's a good question. But I know killing phantoms will make you go pure white too.
Oh, there's 2 phantoms that you end up killing just to get
killing
2 Flame
phantoms will
Lurker.
help you go pure white as well. The best way is to just kill everything as undead.
Gotcha.
Because when you kill bosses, your tendency goes up, and when you kill phantoms, your tendency goes up. But
Gotcha.
if you ever die when you're human, dude, it tanks you down. It's like really hard to. You can't ever get it back. There's a few spots in that area that are open to you if you're pure white.
I went and popped one of those ethereal things so I could get some help with the Flame Lurker.
Oh, okay, you have to do that. Yeah,
I was just kind of like I could probably keep my distance from him, but just using the wand as a magician, it was just leaving myself open for a
I
little
use the
too
bow
much.
and arrow to kill the Flame Lurker.
Okay.
I'm just doing like a basic strength build right now.
So do the bow and arrow then.
Okay.
That's all. Strength and a little agility.
Dope.
There's there's a bow that's called the white bow. I'll have to tell you how to get that one. I can't remember what world it's in. It's in like the world with the flying manta rays.
So you got to go on the other
notice it
side
when
then?
you see it, huh?
The other side then?
You have to kill the first boss in that zone, and once you, like I told you, the first boss of every zone is like a joke.
Yeah.
Once you kill that first boss, that was the one that had like the gut I was hitting.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
do anything. I would just go hit the gut. He had
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the knife coming out of his side, the gut. Once you kill him, there's a way to. There's also the first souls farming spot. Once you kill that boss, which you
Nice.
can you can farm mad souls, dude.
Yeah,
There's
dude.
a nice
that
farming
spot.
spot for the for lizards.
Yeah, and
That's
that,
in the second
yeah.
zone.
Do
You go,
lizards-
down, you go down that.
Yeah,
lift
once
and
you get
go
all the
straight,
way
yeah.
to like the close to the Flame Lurker or whatever, there's an elevator that you can take.
Those
back
drop
up.
upgrades, right? The
Yeah, they
lizard-
give you like
rocks.
the scales and
The
different
rock.
things like that
yeah,
to
like
use
the
to
weapon
improve your
chunks
weapons.
and stuff to upgrade
Gotcha.
your weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's literally like a quarry like down a little tunnel, and the first time you go down there, there's like 2 phantoms that
There's
come
probably
running
like
up at
8
you.
lizards.
Yeah,
in
they're
there.
just down there. So
They-
if you can
they
run
vanish
down
quick,
there,
though.
you gotta hit them. So
But
you gotta go a bunch of times, but you'll be able to clean it out.
Yeah, but once you kill them like 3 times each, they
I
don't
think
come
2.
back.
I think you
it's
get
more
2.
than 2. It's more than 2.
Okay.
It's definitely more than 2. And then after a while, they'll respawn too.
Oh, nice.
The lizards will come back too.
Really?
That's dope.
Yeah, they stop spawning, but after like a while, after you do some more stuff, like they
Oh,
kinda
after
start
you do like another
yeah,
world
couple
or
more
something like
bosses and
that.
stuff.
start respawning again. Yeah,
But it was funny because
but just remember that. Don't really go walking around as human because if you die, that hurts your tendency.
Okay. One thing, so I actually did buy Demon Souls back in the day when I had a PS3. So I went to GameStop. I think I heard, maybe you guys said it, or maybe the guy at GameStop was talking about how good it was. And I played it, and I got to the part where the boulder in 1-1 comes down the stairs and kills you. So that was as far as I got, and I was like, this game sucks. Back in the day.
What?
So this part, dude,
You got
this
defeated
part
by
I
a
remembered.
boulder?
I was like, I think there's a boulder right here because that's as much as I played back in the day. And sure enough, the boulder comes and breaks
Yeah.
it. But originally when I first played that game, that's as far as I got because I was like, wait, now I gotta go get my stuff and I gotta deal with that again.
Oh,
Pass.
this game's whack. I'm not doing that.
That was the
Right,
first
yeah.
time I ever played it, but
Yeah.
I didn't really give it a chance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yo.
So
Let me ask you. All right, so you know in 1-1 or whatever, when you finally get upstairs where all of the big like arrow shooting or catapult looking devices are up there on the top of the castle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
okay, I know what you're talking
when you're
about.
going down there and you go towards the door where the king is at,
Right, and there's that red
and then
knight.
there's that knight. That knight doesn't come back, does it?
Once you kill it, it doesn't come back.
Okay. Were you able to kill your knight?
I didn't deal with him until later in the game.
Oh, okay.
I came back
I
later,
dealt with
yeah.
them up top, like
I
up,
didn't.
up front. Like I was
didn't.
able to.
There's no point.
I was able to run around.
'Cause
I
you need
just
the
wanted the
mausoleum
souls
key to kill the
to
open
kill the
up that
king.
door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to
There's a
kill
way to
the
get that
knight so I could
mausoleum
get the
king
I-
early though.
that's
Really?
what I was gonna ask you guys.
Yes.
All right, so I died to him, but one thing I would cheese in the previous Dark Souls is I would like kite people to places where you can knock them off the map. Does that still work in this game?
There's a way to kill the king.
I don't know
that
how
way, too.
I don't know how you kick somebody off though.
There's
in
a
the-
way to kill the king that way.
In the stair areas.
I never tried it, but there's a way.
Okay. Because I was thinking about that because I died. What are those knights called in this game?
Just
Which
red
one?
and blue
Yeah,
knights.
just
Okay,
like
the red knight.
red
So I
eyes,
died to
red
the
eye
red
knights.
knight, but I was like, maybe I can like try to knock them off something, early on. But
See, the king can do that because the king triggers to walk back to his throne room when he gets too far away. So, like, what happens is once you get the mausoleum key, you open up the chapel once you
Right.
kill that red knight, and I don't think the red knight respawns. I don't
There's
think
like
he
a little
does.
cutscene or whatever.
Yeah, there's a little cutscene, and then the king goes and you go to the king, and he wants you to beat his butt a bit to see how strong you are, and then he grants you the Demon Bane knife, which is like one of the strongest weapons in the first in original game. It's not
okay.
as strong in New Game Plus, but your first playthrough, it's super strong. Anyways, you can attack him again. So once he gives you the sword, you can attack him again and actually fight him. It takes
And
a
kill
while
him.
for you to trigger, and he's got like an enormous amount of stamina. So it's like really hard.
He's fast.
really
Shit,
hard to hit him. But you can kite him out the chapel and go back to where you came. And then once you go out of the house, when you enter the house, you go to the
Yeah,
chapel.
yeah, yeah.
Once you go out of the house, he'll start backing away to go back to his chapel. You can go and like you do like a little punch and like scoot him and scoot him and scoot him, and people scoot him all the way down to the other end.
And
where
he
there's
doesn't turn
where
around?
There's that tower stairway
yeah.
and punch him off the edge. Yeah, because he keeps trying to go back to his chapel. It's like a little glitch or whatever. I don't know what it is.
Interesting.
And then they hit him off the edge, and that's how they kill him. And they get all this stuff.
So
They
what
get-
Dang,
about
at the early
They
game.
get, in the early game, they get his armor, they get his green, they get his weapon.
so what about like if you just like attacked him? Would he come back at you?
You just probably mess you up.
Well,
No?
it's hard because he's trying to go back. So yeah, you could do it though, but it would take a heck of a long time. Because I went to him at the end game
Yeah.
just before the final boss, and I had like a plus 10 weapon, and it was. Dude has so
Taking
much health,
forever?
it's retarded.
So just
It's
knock him
so
off.
retarded.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to tell me
So
how I
look
can
at
get
the
the
knockoff
mausoleum
method.
key though.
Okay, the way you get the mausoleum key is that dude you see. He's trapped. He's like yelling for help. Have you seen him yet? He's like yelling, "I need help!" Or he's wearing the fluted knight armor.
Oh,
Dude, that-
you gotta
wait,
watch
wait,
him
wait.
die, huh?
Is
he
it in the
doesn't die.
second
Well-
zone?
Well, he won't die actually. He's yelling for help, but like if you knock him off the edge into the zombies, like he'll kill all the zombies. Like he's not weak. But
Oh,
he's
you're talking
pretending
about
like he's weak.
Asteria.
It might be his name. That might be his name.
The one who's sitting on the little small bridge when you go into the Nexus.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, that means you already helped him then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I helped him.
If you can kill him in the Nexus. He's
Yeah,
hard. You can
right.
kill him and get the key that way.
Uh-huh.
But the way you were supposed to do it was you're supposed to get him off, follow him, and then he clears the area out for you. He'll clear the whole zone for you.
I didn't
like-
want him to die, so I didn't know if it was
But that's
gonna
what you
happen,
do.
so-
Like when he starts getting gangbanged by like a bunch of zombies,
Just jump on him.
you go over there and it's like right when he's finished, he's like his health is really low.
yeah.
You go over because he'll kill them all. He won't die, but you go and backstab him, and then like finish him off.
Yeah.
and then that gives you the key right then and there.
Gotcha.
And you can go get the armor.
So that's the way that you get the mausoleum
That's
key.
the way you
right?
get the mausoleum key.
Does he ever give you the mausoleum key, or you have to kill him?
Yes,
in
he'll
order to
give you
get
the
it?
mausoleum key at the very end of the game, just before the last boss. So that's when I got the key and I went over there to try to fight the.
And then
King
if you
Arthur.
kill him, you'll also get his shield,
Yes,
which is the
and
gear
his weapon,
shield,
yeah,
and then that weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
All right, I'm gonna do that before.
So
I
you're not
try-
even there yet. So just basically, like go down there and help him, but he'll patrol, he'll pat the area, and there'll be some more. There's an area that he'll go out of where he was at, turn right, go down, and he'll go down and kill all those zombies. But he'll take some pretty heavy
Yeah,
damage.
so kill him.
Just get over it. I know it's hard. You don't want to hear him die, but
Like, sorry.
backstab that guy and take
the
that
key.
key. Because like it really doesn't matter, to be honest. It really doesn't matter. He doesn't like serve really any purpose in
He
the
doesn't
game.
sell anything
No,
when he's
he
back
doesn't
at
sell
town.
anything.
No,
nothing.
he doesn't. So he
Like-
doesn't come back to
So
help you with
he literally
anything
just
when you
gives
go
you a
back to
key,
that
whether
world?
it be at the
You
beginning
will
or
see
the
him
end.
again at the end of the game.
Okay.
You'll come across him a few times throughout the game where he's like, "Help me again, help me again," and you'll like help him, and
Gotcha.
he'll thank you, and he might give you a dumb piece of junk item. But But you can use any one of those opportunities to kill him. Whenever you
Gotcha.
see him in the world and he's like getting beat up by somebody, you can use any of those opportunities to kill him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played. So when I saw him, I was like, oh, I don't want him to die.
I know. I said
So
the same thing.
I
man.
was just helping out with all of the stuff,
Said
you know,
the same
helping
thing.
kill and everything like that. Because I did see his life going low, and I'm like, oh shit, he's getting his ass whooped. I don't know if I should help him or not, but like I'm just help clear out the stuff. And then he just eventually vanishes.
See, I didn't. I stood and I watched.
He cold-hearted
I
bastard.
said,
Yeah.
hey, I didn't go kill him. I just want to see how well he do. And if he
He's like,
died,
hey, let's see his skills, man. Go ahead, take care of my
If you
lightweight.
died, you got
And then
something
if
for
he
free.
died, I'll go loot it all, right? He didn't die though. Dude muscled through it.
Nice.
So then you just hit him
Anyways.
with a nice little,
A little
long
backstab.
sword in the
you
back.
just go right behind him. He won't even bother.
Yeah.
And just backstab him.
Nice.
You know.
I wonder how much damage you can get off of a backstab if he's full health.
I don't know. Probably a third of his health or something. I have no idea. A quarter or a third. Who knows?
But I got to go back in. But that's the type of game where you need like total concentration. For me, I can't like just passively play that game.
You need a weekend, a Saturday.
Just 'cause
or
it's, like,
Sunday,
so hard, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need time to just.
Yeah.
But I need to stop looking up stuff because I made the mistake of looking up a couple things, and I don't want anything spoiled or. But
There's some things that just like you looking and you like, dude, I need to know. Like if there's anything else.
when I played
Yeah.
when I recently played the Dark Souls 1 remastered, I did not want to because Dark Souls 3 I looked up some things and it kind of spoiled the game kind of.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Dark Souls 2?
No. I have it but I never played
It's
it.
funny.
I just played 1 and 3.
Well, that's actually the right order.
Oh really?
2 is like not part of like the storyline.
Oh okay.
1 and 3 are more like the right order. 2 is like its own thing. But
Yeah,
it's,
I
still,
gotcha.
it's still Dark Souls, still wonderful.
Gotcha.
Still a wonderful game.
Yeah. But yeah, so far I like the game a lot. I just need to have some alone time with it. But,
That's a long time.
but yeah. But
Yeah,
what
man.
about you guys? What you guys been up to?
So I tried playing Outriders again.
Uh-huh.
I got to ask you if you tried this or not. But I was enjoying it. I got some more blue gear. I'm like almost all blue. I'm like blued out. You
Nice.
know, all my gear is blue. My weapons are blue.
Right.
So I was like really having a lot of fun with it. And I was like, man, but I really want to like, I got to the end of the demo, of course. And I was like, I want to, see if I can, just, how do I just kind of repeat with some people? Because when I had a person playing with me one time, it was so much easier than by myself.
Yeah.
By
It's a lot
myself, it's
easier.
really hard.
That's what I was
man.
telling you when I was playing with my father-in-law, man. I was just like, oh, this is like so much more manageable.
It's so much
Like, and I
harder
can
by
actually
yourself.
use my abilities. This is like crazy, yeah.
It's really hard, man, by yourself. But with someone, it's like feels normal. Like, okay, this is the way I should be playing, I guess.
Right.
Anyways, every time I joined a game, so I would go to the search for a party. Every time, it was like 3 or 4 times I tried.
Uh-huh.
They would put me into a group, and the dudes are just standing there, AFK,
Dang.
and they don't come back.
Uh.
Dudes are just standing there, AFK, forever. I'm like, what is going on? Every party I join, the guy's
That's weird.
AFK.
That is weird.
It was
weird.
bizarre. And so I was like, I don't know, man, what I'm supposed to do. So I kind of got turned off about playing that, because I wanted to try to play it through with
Yeah, for sure.
some person.
Yeah.
Because I can make my lobby open, but rarely anyone joins into my lobby. So I wanted to join into someone else's lobby.
I see.
But every time I did it, guy was AFK. It's like, you need to have some dedicated friends, I guess, to play this game with somebody. So that was a little bit annoying. So I was like, man, but I really was enjoying that loot chase, that loot hunt.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let me throw Godfall back in the system.
Damn.
And I put Godfall back in my system.
Okay.
And I played that for a little while. And I was still kind of having some fun with it. It's still cool. It's still super annoying, though, the dodge mechanic. Like, I can't get past that, man.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
Have they added
You
any
can't
improvements
dodge
or
when you
anything
press
to
it, huh?
Have they added any improvements or anything to it? Any
Not that
upgrades?
not that I've noticed,
As
but
far
I was
as I've
enjoying
been looking,
it.
I haven't heard anything new being added to it.
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
anything
they
like
had
that.
some update, the primal update, but I didn't look in to see what that was about. But yeah, it was fun still collecting loot, getting items. And the combat, the slashing is fun, but the dodging is just a complete mess. Every game I've played, like I played Neo, all these games I've played since I've left Godfall, whenever I press that dodge, I'm dodging. It doesn't matter what.
No lag. Or
Yeah,
delay.
there's no lag. Once you press it, you're dodging. Demon Souls doesn't matter what it is. Except for this game. You have to wait a second after you're done with your swipe, then you can dodge. It's the most
That's
frustrating
weird.
mechanic.
There
ever.
should always be a cancel like an attack cancel.
Whenever I
That
press dodge,
should
it should
be
be
an attack
canceling
cancel.
my
Yeah, it
attack
should
and getting out
cancel,
of there,
yeah.
right? That's
Yeah.
like a normal mechanic.
Because sometimes you just clicking, you know what I mean? Because you trying to get in, and like
Yeah,
if that
exactly.
extra button press leads me to get eaten up by a freaking enemy because
Mm-hmm.
I did one too many. Like I got to be able to cancel to get out of there. Like
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's annoying.
So, but I was enjoying my time with it. But then I'm like, gosh, man, I feel like I have so many games to play. I honestly, like, I feel like I have so many stinking games I want to play. Like, I want to play Control. I want to play Final Fantasy VII. I wanted to play Squadrons. I got, there was some other game I was trying to finish. I can't remember what it is now. But it's like I can't commit myself to like sit down and like just start playing these games. I kind of like where you're at with Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I gotta like. That's how I've been feeling with Final Fantasy VII. Like I want to start it, but I feel like I gotta have like this dedicated
Yeah.
chunk of time to really like get started, and then I might get into the groove, But shout out to my brother-in-law Daniel. He's been playing Persona 5, and he's
Yo, what's
hooked.
up, Daniel?
He's hooked.
Dude, that's
I
an
never would have
amazing
thought
game,
that he
man.
would like get hooked.
Yeah.
But I told him he should. He is so hooked and
a
addicted to
great
that.
game.
Dope,
dude.
dude.
He is so addicted to it.
Yeah, it's a great game.
So I was really happy to hear that because you know how much I love
Awesome
that
game.
right.
But otherwise, those are really the only two games I've played. I'm on spring break this week.
Nice.
No
Play some
masters
games.
really. I got some masters work to do, but not like nothing like I had before.
Nice.
So I'm definitely gonna try to get some
awesome.
some.
Yeah,
gaming
get that time in,
dude.
man.
I'm
Get
gonna
your
try
ass up at 6 a.m. Turn that on. You know what I
to
mean?
start early, huh? Start early.
Yeah,
man.
capitalize on
Yeah.
all that time.
I just honestly like it's weird, man. I keep wishing for like another Last of Us 2 game. Like I looked forward to playing that so much. Like I wanted to just get home and like play it, to the waking hours of the morning. Like I want another game like that, and I haven't really felt like there's been a game that's, reinvigorated that feeling since Last of Us 2.
Since you like playing
But,
old shit so much, go back and play Fable 2, man.
I think I downloaded that on my Game Pass, but I think it's on my
Fable.
Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting kind of excited that Outriders is coming out on Game Pass.
Uh-huh.
So I can get some real play testing in on my Series X finally.
Nice.
I've been wanting to play my Series X. There's quite a few games I want to play.
No
on that.
Destiny too?
But I played Destiny 2 on my Series X. I played
Uh-huh.
a little bit of that. But I always went back to my PlayStation because I had Demon Souls, I had Morales,
Yeah.
I had all these dope games to play, and I just kind of been sticking with my PlayStation. So I'm kind of excited that there's a game coming out that I'm going to really play on my Xbox.
Right, give you more of a
Give me
reason.
some more reason to play that. Of course, there's lots of other games I want to play on there. Squadrons, I just mentioned. They have like lots of cool games coming out on that Game Pass that I want to play. I just
They
haven't
do.
forced myself to sit down and get on that system. So, but that's where I'm at. What about you, bud?
So because I still got the situation where my game room is out of commission at the moment. I've been busy trying to do things to build my game room back up and then handling stuff around the house. So that's been keeping my weekends pretty busy. However, I did get a chance to yesterday to play a couple of hours of Demon Souls.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I was able to do the little cheese you told me
Oh,
about
cool.
for the spider to
Right.
get past that.
Nice.
Like right there in that nook, it was just
Can't get
it was
hit.
just all about how much MP I got. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like what we
exactly.
doing? Like
Which is why I love the bow and arrow because
Yeah.
I can come with like 100, 200
Yeah.
freaking arrows. I have enough to kill any boss with that.
yeah,
That's
I've been loading my stat up in Magic and then the second one so I could get my MP levels higher.
Yeah.
So I haven't increased my strength to be able to like wield a bow properly or anything like that at the moment.
You just chose the knight, right, Mark?
I chose the I think is Templar Knight or what is it? There's a
the one
second
with the
one.
halberd.
Yeah.
Okay.
You chose a royal, huh?
Yeah. The
'cause
one that
everyone
comes with the
says-
crown.
Everyone says to
What-
choose
what'd
the
you
royal.
get?
Just the knight.
Okay.
I just went standard knight.
Yeah. Because I was going strength build, so I was like, the stats lined up right, and I think he was only level 4, so I was like, okay, that's cool.
There was no
Yeah,
depraved
it was
option.
some. It
It's
was
always
some
my
about
favorite.
the silver catalyst that you got that gives you increased MP, and then the fact that you got the regen ring.
Everyone
that's
always
just
says
like-
to choose the
it's
royal
like nice.
as the best starting character.
It's because
But I
that
don't like
ring-
playing with magic though. I always play physical. So
Same.
that magic is pretty wicked, man. But like it does good damage, and then the fact that you have the regen ring, and you don't ever have to really pop anything. You just gotta take
I
time.
was kind of going
It's
like
cool.
a balance build, like between agility and strength.
Nice. What is it called? Quality? Or
What
what do they call that?
Is
I
that?
think they call it quality. Or
Might be.
Dark Souls.
Quality of life.
It might be quality build. I'm not sure, but it's really good because the bow and arrows like do a lot of damage with the quality build, if that's what it's called. And there's a few weapons out there that are meant for like having good in both.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I just like having the variety.
Yeah, for
Being
sure,
able to
for sure.
choose, rather than sticking to one type.
Yeah.
So it took me a while though, because I was doing a strength build too. So I put like a ton of souls in the strength, and I was like, okay, now I got to get my agility up because I really wanted to use that white bow. And that white bow was like night and day difference compared to my one bow I had.
Damn.
Like the damage increase was like enormously different. I felt really strong with that thing. Like I could cheese like so many things with that bow.
Yeah.
Like, it helped a ton.
Yeah,
So-
so I ended up finally getting to the flame lurker and killing the flame lurker. And that was cool. It took me a little minute because I decided to go the long way as well. Like I would go the shorter way like you had told me about, but I didn't go all the way to the bottom of the pit. I would then go through those tunnels and whatnot and deal with the stuff in there. I'm still trying to figure out how I can get rid of the lava in the area that's down there in that tunnel where there's like all those bear bugs that are there. With like all
Yeah.
the heat and stuff. Like I got to figure out how to get rid of that lava. Cause like I barely last you 2 seconds. You do a roll in there and you just
Yeah,
burst
I
into
never even
flames.
went in the lava. Yeah,
No?
because I knew I was gonna die.
Yeah, but there's items in there, so there's a way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like maybe I have to use like the flame lurker armor or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, so just running in there and doing that.
Don't let that dragon god intimidate you, man.
No,
joke easy.
I was just trying to figure out its timing on there and where exactly it's going to attack because, like when you see it, it's big, and then when you run up, you could go left or right, but it's blocked by rubble, and so you have to wait until he goes to swing, and then move out of the way so that he can smash through the rubble and not kill your ass because it's a one hitter quitter pretty much.
Yeah, but there is some rubble that you have to clear yourself.
I was trying. I didn't see anything that I could. I mean, at least in the first
swipe.
opening, I couldn't see that you could attack something. Can you attack it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I do know that there's like certain times, like when he does his first swing, if you stay in certain spots, he can't even see you, so
Right.
he won't even swing.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
so
say.
then it's
tell
like,
you.
okay,
Like it's
you gotta
crazy.
get to
Like
the
he'll
next
go
level.
from red to yellow. Like you could pop out, he'll go red. If you pop back behind the pillar again, he'll turn yellow.
what you
Yeah.
mean red and yellow?
His eyes. Look at his eyes.
Oh, okay, that tells you if he
Yes,
sees you or not.
That tells you if he sees you or not.
Okay, yeah.
So watch his eyes. If his eyes turn red, that means he has you in his sights. And then when they turn yellow, he can't see you. He'll go
Okay.
select searching.
So can you use the camera to peek around the corner to see his
Yeah.
eyes or whatnot?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I just know that I had to play with it a little bit more. I was trying
and
some
kind of
stuff
just like get a
dash in and
realization.
dash
Like
out.
if you pop out, he's going to be seeing you.
Yeah.
But you have a few moments, and you can go back, and then he'll lose you again.
Right,
Like
right,
he
right,
will
right.
lose you. It's what's weird.
Yeah.
Like, he'll lose you again.
Yeah.
So just remember that, and then it becomes really easy.
So yeah, but there was like like I was doing it where I would run up to the rubble. I look at him. He does like a roar or whatever when he's getting ready to attack,
Mm-hmm.
and then I tried to dip out and run away. But it almost seemed as if he followed me at that point
Yeah.
with his punch, and so
Mm-hmm.
I was getting knocked out. But there were times where I would spot him, and then as soon as he does the roar, I'm gone. And then he would do the punch, but he didn't hit in the area that I wanted him to hit.
'Cause he's following you.
So
Yeah.
so I was just trying to figure it out. So I knew I was gonna eventually figure out his layout and what he was doing. But it's nice that it's not really that far from the bonfire that you
Right.
have to deal with this crap. So
Right. Those
That's
those prime bosses are like right at bonfires, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
yeah,
They're like really, you can just keep repeating it,
right.
which is kind of
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, so I do want to get more fire resistance, so I can go in there and just see what was there. But those bugbears, man, they take like forever to kill, dude. Like have you gone down there into the tunnels to check out things? Yeah, so
Yeah, those big ones.
yeah, the big ones, man. Those
Dude,
things
but,
that
like,
are just like
If you
time
get right
consuming.
up to their side, they can't even hit you.
right, because they're
noticed
just.
that?
I think
So
they're.
you just keep swiping until eventually they die.
If you're in the tunnels, then you can just
Yeah,
wear
in
them
the
away
tunnels,
because they don't
yeah.
have a place to jump. But there's some where they have more room, and so they try to jump. So you got to hit them and then back up because if they jump
and
up, they're
also,
taking
if I
damage.
remember right, piercing damage does a heck of a lot more damage to them than slashing damage.
Oh, so I have to
Pierce.
I have to find my rapier sword because
See,
I
I
started
just
with
have a
one.
normal longsword, and the heavy attack is a pierce.
Oh, is
Nice.
it?
Yeah.
I know that was doing a little bit more damage with the. I got a scimitar instead of a rapier because the rapier was just going straight forward, and I wanted to get a slash.
That's
so
why I like
could
the
cut more.
longsword, man. I just love the longsword. It's so versatile.
Longsword
Yeah,
is
so I
pretty
was
good.
Because you
using
can
the
slash
scimitar,
and
but
pierce with
it was
both
doing
one
okay.
weapon.
Okay.
You know, and there's some things like that you do way more damage slashing than you do. I mean, piercing than you do slashing.
Yeah, I found the
crazy.
dragon
That's a
dragon
weakness.
longsword
Yeah.
that's in the tunnels down there. I found that one. That's
Yeah,
like a plus
that's a
1 or
fire.
plus 2 for
I think
fire.
it's a fire
But you're
longsword.
fighting the bugbears, so I would assume it wouldn't do much damage when you're fighting
Yeah.
bugbears because
Yeah.
they're in the flames. So
I just used the normal longsword for the whole game.
yeah,
The whole entire game.
yeah, I got to get up on my inventory some more, and I definitely have to try to juice up some of the other stats because I do.
Are you
use
wearing
my
armor
sword.
that lets you roll? Or are you heavy rolling?
Yeah, I'm still in the. Everything that I have on is what I started out with. The
Yeah.
only thing that I
Me and my
have
guy
added
naked.
is one other ring. I just added
Yeah.
the cling ring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I still have the.
There's some
the
pretty dope
restoration
pieces
ring.
of gear, man, in some of those zones that are like really light and actually pretty protective. So you can roll around still.
Is
I
there a
haven't
ring
been
in?
finding any, so.
Is there that ring in this game that makes your capacity higher? Okay.
For both your
For weight
carrying
carrying?
and weight
Yeah.
and your armor weight.
Oh, okay.
For both. You can have a
Nice.
ring for either one.
Okay. I need to get that because I know I got that in Dark Souls 1 or 3, and it really made a difference.
It's really hard because there's another ring you can get that slowly regenerates your health.
Oh, dude, that's
So
OP.
I use the one ring that gives me 25% more HP,
cling and then the health regen?
and then the health regen ring. So it's hard to ever put on like the Herculean ring or whatever
Yeah.
that lets me have higher armor. But sometimes I did that because I wanted to get like tougher
Yeah.
for some
Yeah.
encounter.
But I guess the way around that would be to dump more into vitality so that when you die, the percentage, is just more that you
yeah,
keep.
it's just really nice though, like going through a zone and like because sometimes you're creeping, you're slowing. All that time can be used to regenerate your health, you know?
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like it's hard to give that ring up. But also, what's the guy's name that kicks you off the edge?
The jackal?
No, it's not the Jack. Oh,
I
he's
thought
like,
that's what his name
don't you
was.
remember? I think he's in Dark Souls 1, I think.
Yeah. The one that
He
kicks you into
tricks
the
you.
well.
He kicks you. He tricks you. Says there's treasure down there. And like
You
look
gotta
over,
look.
you look over the edge,
Boom.
and then he kicks you off
Oh
the
yeah,
edge.
yeah. I don't remember that guy's name.
I can't remember his name.
So he's
Weasel
in
or whatever.
he's in the second zone, but I don't know his purpose. I was going to kill him, but I decided to let him live because he's right. He's when you come out of the tunnels and then you have to go
He'll
up
kick
on
you
the
down
side of the
again.
thing.
I think he'll kick you down again. Oh no, you'll go down and then he'll lock you down there.
Go down where?
So he's looking down a hole again
No, this guy, he's there and he's holding a shield
and a spear.
and a spear, and then there's a bugbear that's above him or whatever on a ledge, and he's just sitting there. And then
oh, you're
I
in
talked to
in
him.
the blacksmith zone. Oh yeah.
I'm in the second
Yeah,
zone.
he doesn't do anything there. Yeah.
Right.
He
He's
doesn't do
just
anything
there.
there. The next zone you go to with the mana rays.
Okay, yeah.
Once you kill that first boss and you go to that farming soul zone,
Mm-hmm.
If you go down there and you're exploring, you'll come across like a crypt,
Yeah.
and he's looking down a hole again. And there's these little like blue jewels all over the ground, like leading you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Like it's almost like he put them there,
Yeah.
and like. Yeah, there's treasure down there. Like, he's like, he's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
shyster, And like, you look, he kicks you down there again, or you get down there again, he locks you down there. And then there's a phantom down there, and you have to kill. And when you kill the phantom, I think he drops something or it unlocks, and you can go back up, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Right,
He's
right, right.
apologizing.
Yeah.
I let him live because he becomes a vendor at the Nexus, and he sells you heavy arrows, or like the better arrows, and he sells you the more, the grasses too. So like the higher
okay.
level grasses.
Nice.
So you just buy them, right? And so like that's why I let him live. But if you kill him, his shield is the same as the regenerating ring.
Whoa.
So it regenerates your health. So that's a
Okay.
really good gift.
That's
So you
really
gotta
Now, how
decide what
heavy
you
is that
want.
shield?
It's lighter. It's lighter.
Okay.
So it's like
'Cause
what
I
you
think
can
I might
do
just go into
is
that
you
area
can get
and
the
just
shield, have the
backstab him.
regenerated on the ring for the shield, and then put a different ring on, which is like a huge.
Damn.
It's interesting what you want to do.
Even if you have the shield on your back, is it still
I
regenerating
think
for you?
so. I think so. Yes, even if it's on your back, it's still generating for you.
Damn.
Because
So
it's
a lot of people do
it's
that.
only
A
a
lot of people do
one-handed
that.
shield. So,
Yeah, all the shields are one-handed.
yeah, so I would just tote that thing because I use a buckler right now along with
For some
my.
reason, I don't really like
thing.
shields. I mean, I used to, but I kind of like the two-hand. But
Yeah. So
It does give you a little bit more damage output.
yeah.
it just depends on what you want to do. Do you want that guy's awesome shield,
But I would just
know?
keep it on my back if
or
that
do
was the
you
case.
want the ring?
I might just kill his
Or
ass in that second zone.
Do you want
go
his
back
vendor?
and see what's up with
Do
him?
you want his vendor? Yeah, you can kill him in that in the zone you're in right now and take his items too.
Yeah,
If you're still there.
So, I might
That's
just
cool.
do that.
But another thing too, when you go down that hole in that crypt, when he pushes you down there, there's a dead body.
Hanging from the ceiling.
It's on like a stalactite or like a pile of rocks. If you have pure white tendency, that won't be there, and the body will be on the floor. And that drops you a pretty sweet sword. And you use there's a character is involved with that sword.
There's another way to get
pretty
down
neat.
there, though, right? You could just go the
there's a
regular way
stairway.
and
I
then
think there's a
just
stairway
open
down
it
there.
up,
There's a stairway down there or something like that.
and you just be able to unlock it.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't remember.
Or do you have to, like if I kill him now, will I never be able to fall in that
That's a
hole?
good question. I don't know. Can't remember.
Yep.
But
yeah, so welcome to another episode of the We Love Gaming podcast. This is episode 43, and there's quite a few things to talk about today. But before we get into the main topics, let's go ahead and hit you with some quick shots. So the first one is Xbox Live turning their name from Xbox Live to Xbox Network. So they're joining the PSN network at the
Like
end.
PSN, yeah, guys.
Right. So, I mean, is that really making much of a big difference for you guys? We kind of know why they did it, right?
I think it's more fitting, I like the new name. I know there's a couple new features coming with this transition. They're making some games that did require the live subscription before, like free-to-play games. I think like Fortnite and
Right.
games like that. Now you don't have to pay. Now you don't have to have a subscription to play those free games. So it's cool. All the other platforms pretty much had this already. So, that's cool that they're being competitive. But yeah, it's a cool little change. What do you guys think?
yeah, I agree with Mark. I like the change. I think it's a much better name, Xbox Network. And also they said they did it to distinguish Xbox from
Gold or something?
Gold. Yeah, because there's it's a little confusing for some people, I guess. And yeah, now you know what you get for free versus what you pay for.
It literally
right?
says Xbox Live with gold.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I guess
I know they did that.
If you just
that
glance at
supposedly
that.
that was their explanation, but it
Okay.
could also be that they're getting ready to drop Live completely,
I hope they
Gold
do.
altogether,
Which
right?
we were thinking, right?
Which
that-
is what has been the rumors for a long time.
Yeah.
Which some people think that making this move to network is also a hint that they're slowly going to phase out Live altogether. Which is
Smart.
good. They need to get with the times. That's kind of like an old
Get
thing.
with the
Live.
times.
I mean, that's like old AOL. I'm just playing. Like American
Yeah,
Online.
they just
kinda
need to
thing.
have just a straightforward Game Pass, or you got Xbox.
I agree, just one.
It just needs to be that.
Just
yeah,
one thing,
Just one
right?
service.
Just like there's
or
a PS
maybe
Plus,
maybe
like
one
that.
and one more, like what PlayStation does.
Well, I guess
right?
because
You
PS
have,
they
like-
have PS Now also. That
You
can
have
get,
PS Now,
so
but it's
not
more
really
so
combo.
like PSN is everything, and then you have PS Plus,
right.
and that's like pretty much it. Yeah, you have Now, but they almost like that like a separate kind of.
Yeah.
It's not part of this world. Like if you want that, you can have that.
Right.
Where I think Xbox should go more in that direction too, and just make everything Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I also heard another rumor. We don't have this on our list, but I did hear another rumor that Microsoft was in talks with Ubisoft to do UB Plus on Game Pass.
To have
That'd
UB
be
Play
dope.
on there, huh?
You have UB Play on
Damn,
Game Pass,
that'd be
and that
really
one's
good.
enormous.
Yeah.
The thing is, UB Play costs $15 a month,
So
so there's no way they can just add it and not raise
and
the
not
price.
raise it. Yeah.
But imagine if it went to like $20 a month, and you got UB2, so you'd have all of Square Enix, all of UB, all of Microsoft,
EA.
all of EA.
Dude,
Like
you
getting
never
the
have to
point-
buy a game.
You're getting to the point where you never have to buy anything ever
Yeah.
again for $20 a month.
So the
I would
only
do
thing
it. I would pay it.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say about that is if they were going to add that on, the moment that you get that they're going to add it on, just buy up like a couple of years worth of the
Oh,
the
yeah.
subscription
Ultimates?
things if you
Stack
can,
it
or,
for
like
real cheap.
'Cause I
6
have
months
a few,
or whatever. Just
I have a
stack
few
'em.
actually I haven't cracked yet, and when I
Okay.
heard that this morning, I was like, "Dang,
You better hold on. To
maybe I
those.
should just hold on to these and not ever crack them until
Right.
it's time, right?"
Yeah, because
It becomes
it's just
$25
gonna be
service,
grandfather.
and I can,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, because it's ultimate, right?
Right.
But UB Plus is unique because it's the exact same as Game Pass. All their games are day one.
I like
So
that.
it's not like EA where you have to wait a month or two, like for Squadron to become free. It's
thought-
day one.
Well, I thought that EA gave it that allowed you to play it, but it was only like
10
you were
hours.
limited
Oh yeah, it's a 10-hour window. Yeah.
So
Where
you at
UB
least
is
try it out.
100% of the game day one.
the whole way.
So Far Cry
better.
6 launches, you got it
Nice.
instantaneously.
Nice.
That
That's what
would
I'm
be
saying,
that would be a
right?
lot more reasons to just be on the Xbox because everything is just
That's
coming
what
for
I'm
free.
saying,
You wouldn't have to pay
dude.
for anything.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So
If
man,
that happens, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So
I wonder how that
I wouldn't
becomes
be
lucrative
surprised.
for Xbox though.
Well,
That's
I just
subscription
think
I mean,
money.
just to get
everyone's
more
gonna
people
pay.
on it.
Everyone's gonna pay for that subscription service.
Because it's gotta cost a lot, right? As much as these studios, like Ubisoft and EA,
Are they making
as
money,
much as they
right?
charge?
I
Yeah,
know.
like is EA and Ubisoft the ones coming over hand over fist, or is Xbox the one that's
That's
like
the way
really
I look
winning?
at it. Ubisoft is probably thinking, okay, we have this many subscribers on Xbox and we have this many subscribers on PlayStation. Giving Xbox access to UB Plus or whatever is not going to get rid of these subscribers. We still have all these subscribers. We're just consolidating this amount over here. So if Microsoft can somewhat meet that value by adding $5-6 or whatever it is, a few dollars more on top of their PS Plus subscription, then right, it becomes lucrative because they get to keep all these outside subscriptions and only transfer the Xbox guys, right? And also make a little bit more money because people who don't already have UB Plus or Game Pass will now join on, right? And now UB can make a little more. So there is probably some math there that they can do to figure out how to keep it affordable
Yeah.
and make it work at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably gotta look at like how many people are subscribed to.
Yeah,
that
there's
UB
some
Play
math there.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
The fact is, all their games have microtransactions, so they're
That's
gonna be
true.
making money no matter what.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
they,
That's a great point.
Yeah.
well, all the
That's a
skins and
great
different
point. You
things
might as
that
well
they
give
have.
these games away for free, which is why I've always wished that these games would do that. It's so funny because we talked a while ago back in 2020 on the $70 price hike,
Right.
and how we
Yep.
were pitching a fit because it's like games should be going in the other direction, and they are, dude.
Yeah,
like
they
they
are.
are. I think they're
Yeah.
realizing this is not working. I haven't
least
seen
on-
a lot
at
of
least on
$70
Xbox's
games.
side,
I haven't
it's-
seen a lot. They seem rare, don't they? Seem rare.
What?
they are.
These
Rare.
$70 games. I feel like I haven't bought a $70 game.
No,
Me
I
neither.
have yet
I don't
to
think,
spend
I think,
70
I think I've
on
even
one.
bought one. I think you know what I did buy Godfall because
Well,
I
you
had
bought
the
Demon's
gift
Souls,
card.
didn't you?
I didn't buy that. I got that as a Christmas gift. So I don't
Okay,
know who.
so you got
I don't
the
know who
$70
paid
game
that
as a
for-
gift.
I don't know
Yeah.
what they paid for it.
Alright.
But yeah. So yeah. But
Well, that
only
shit
one
wasn't
I
on
bought
sale.
was Godfall because I told y'all that was gonna be my very first
Yeah,
game I
yeah.
bought, and I used a gift card that I got from that whole fiasco, and some of my points. I didn't actually pay out of my pocket, but I did buy
They
a
got their
$70
money.
game,
Yeah.
and that's like the only one I've bought. No other game I've purchased this year has been $70.
Yeah.
I don't know, like if I just feel like it's failing. Like either my games have been free or they've been like highly discounted. Like
Yeah.
I paid $29 for Phoenix Rising or something.
Which kind of leads us to the
I feel
point
like I
like
haven't spent a lot
why
of money in games at all.
why did they even bring that up? You know what I mean? Like
The $70 thing, yeah.
But I mean, I guess most of that was dealt with on the PlayStation side, right? Because we got all those inklings of prices on the PlayStation
yeah,
side.
I don't think Microsoft really talked a lot about that. Why? Because they just said every game we make is going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
They're kind of changing the narrative, man, on
Mm-hmm.
this price thing.
And it's also showing
forcing the
of what
industry.
what
Yeah.
people will pay and what people won't pay. You know what I mean? Like, I think that probably 2K21 was probably the only one that really got like massive amounts of sales at $70.
Right.
And the other ones, they dropped quick. Like
Yeah,
they did
we're
not
gonna s-
last long.
We're
at
going to see what
70.
happens with Returnal, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and just
That's
FYI,
gonna be the
Returnal
big
went gold.
Yeah, I saw
Okay,
that.
yeah.
It was
So,
yesterday. I
That
saw
was
it.
yesterday
They made
went
that.
gold.
Because
so
that comes out next month, right?
Yeah, April
the end
1st.
of next month.
Oh, April 30th. April
Okay.
30th. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Pokemon Snap too.
Outriders comes out the 4th, right?
First.
30th. Basically the 1st of
Oh,
April.
okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Interesting.
But as far as like the Xbox Live to network, what I mean, it's whatever. It's a name
It is
change.
whatever.
I got the
But it's
Game
cool.
Pass, so all of that other tier stuff
It
is
doesn't even
irrelevant
matter.
to
True.
me.
Yeah.
So,
True.
it's
True.
cool. Another note was Call of Duty. They're working on another one, obviously,
Yep.
but it's supposed to be in World War II settings again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So this one's by Sledgehammer Games. So they made the last World War II. I personally love World War II because Call of Duty started in World War II with the first game. So I think of World War II when I think of Call of Duty. But I love the guns in World War II. I like I feel like when I play it, it's more immersive because you kind of feel like you're in a war. Whereas when there's all these skins, all these guns are purple and stuff, it's
On
kind of
fire.
it's kind of a
orange,
little
yeah.
too like it takes some of the immersion away.
Yeah, for
it's
sure,
too flashy.
for sure.
I just like when it's old school, simple weapons. You know, you got your time machine and all this stuff. It's just, it feels a little more natural. So I'm really excited for this. You know, I'm interested to see how it's gonna tie into Warzones. You know, because that's like their cash cow right now, just Warzone. So I'm really curious to see how this is gonna have that interaction with Warzones.
Yeah. Of course, I love World War II. I mean, I'm a history buff, so I love that era. So I agree with you, and that time period and that feel. All those things are there.
Yeah.
I hope that they can get the guns feeling good too. That's the one thing you get when you play a modern Call of Duty game, is they can be very imaginative with how the guns feel and the rate of fires and the things that you can do. You have a lot more room there. Where if you go back to an era, you're kind of bottlenecked into that era. So, but if they could still make it feel good and fun and enjoyable, all the guns feel powerful and not, you know, a little strange. Oh, this feels old.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to feel old. So if they can do that, then I'm totally pumped about that direction. That they're going.
On top of that, you got to make sure that all the guns work with the other
Warzone.
one.
Yeah,
Warzone.
Warzone.
With
So
modern
it's
guns.
like it's like, why'd I play with this old ass World War
Yeah.
II gun when I got this one that's,
Exactly.
you know, spitting.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm interested to see like what they're gonna do with it. I do have Cold War, and I have yet to play the campaign. I do want to play the campaign though, because I heard it was really good.
Yeah. It's supposed to be
man.
really good.
So I'm interested to see if they'll put that much energy into the campaign as well, and make it so that, you know, that's a continued trend. You know what I mean? Or if they just let it fall to the wayside and they focus on main multiplayer.
I'm sure they will, because remember I told you when I got Modern Warfare, the game previous to Cold War, I played the campaign just to do it, and I was like shocked that it was so polished. You know, so I'm sure they're gonna continue with that trend. You know, putting.
So that's exciting too. Like the campaign, that's a great era. To tell
Oh,
a
yeah.
story,
Oh, yeah.
Right, to tell a story.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
I agree. Like
It's probably
I
like
hope the
Matt
campaign's
Untold
awesome.
Stories
Yeah,
in
like
there,
that's
so
a great
yeah,
era
yeah.
to tell stories in. So
Yeah.
they got that going for them for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it's just maybe about like one guy or something like that. Almost
that'd
as
be
if you're
cool.
playing like,
That'd be
you
cool.
know, like a regular, you know, main game, you know, just one person's story, you know, on his journey, instead of
Totally.
giving like, you know, ops, you know, stories
yeah.
or something like that.
Follow
you know what I
one
mean?
guy,
Yeah,
you
follow
know,
one
like
one dude's story as a
1917, right?
hero
Yeah.
or whatever. That'd be dope. you
That
know
would
what I
be
mean?
cool.
It would be like a standalone damn near.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. But some other information that had just recently popped up on the radar was the list of the top 10 video game companies.
Revenue.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
And
yep.
Sony is at the top. Big dog,
Surprise,
number one.
surprise.
It's not even close, right?
Right, yeah.
Nah,
it's
dude.
pretty far from everything else.
1 to 2 is like an enormous, gigantic gap.
Right, and then
Huge.
2 was Tencent.
Yeah.
So they
Tencent
had that
games.
on lock
Yep.
with the mobile games and
And
everything
League of
else that
Legends.
they're winning. Yeah.
They got
And
all those
then,
skins, all those microtransactions.
Right. And
Yeah,
then, you know, you had Nintendo on 3.
It's shocking to think that Tencent was above Nintendo.
Right.
It is.
That's what's shocking.
When
to
all their
me.
games are
But
free.
not by much.
Yeah, all their
Like they
all
don't.
their games are free.
Yeah, but
So
not by
true.
much. I mean, Nintendo.
Not by much, but it's
like
Nintendo.
a bill.
It's
A
That's
bill.
what I'm
Nintendo,
talking
dude.
about, man.
They're like the
Actually,
innovators.
yeah.
Of
Yeah,
gaming.
about like 800 million, something like that. You know what I mean?
Almost
It's
a
not-
billion more.
Yeah,
It's like that's
yeah, almost a
incredible
bill.
to me.
Yeah.
And then after Nintendo is Microsoft sitting at 11.6. You know, so it's not far. They're literally like Sony's at 25 bill, guys. Like, yeah, damn. I don't know if Microsoft just spent all their shit by buying Bethesda, you know, or like ZeniMax and all the other ones, but like, damn, Sony about to buy some shit. You know what I mean?
Sony
They
is-
about to splurge with 25 bill.
Is more than Nintendo and Microsoft combined.
Right.
It's,
It's
shocking.
crazy.
What was number 5? Was it Activision Blizzard?
5 is Activision Blizzard.
Which is shocking
yeah.
too. That's high for a
That's
simple
high.
developer.
Right, and
that's
then-
a developer, right?
Well,
Yeah.
no. Activision Blizzard is a lot bigger.
But they're kind of like Bethesda. They're like a developer.
Right, it'd be big. I
Right?
mean,
They are very big, but they're kind of like it's not like a Sony,
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah,
corporation, or
yeah,
Microsoft, or
that's true.
Nintendo.
Yeah, 'cause Activision
who's
Blizzard-
producing hardware, right? And like,
yeah, that's true.
it's like what the heck? That's a lot for just
Right.
a developer.
Yeah.
Good grief.
yeah, like Activision Blizzard's just making the games.
Yeah.
Was it like 8 point something billion just making games?
8.1, yeah, 8.1
Because I mean,
billion,
they
yeah.
have all the Call of Duty, so they're getting all that Warzone money.
true.
You know,
That's true.
So
Yeah, they have
All of the
Call
World
Duties
of
and then all
Warcraft
the
money?
all the
All
World
the
of Warcraft
Blizzard.
money, all the Blizzard.
So they're getting
money.
all those subscriptions plus all those microtransactions. I think that's the formula to make money. Microtransactions, subscriptions, You know
I
what
agree,
I mean?
dude. That's where the money's at.
That's where the money's
Yeah.
at.
Microsoft
And
sees that. That's why they're
Microsoft's
doing the
trying to
Game
get
Pass
into
with the
that.
subscriptions. You know,
Yeah.
And then you
It's
had
crazy.
Electronic Arts, which was right after that, which was 5.5
So
billion,
that's a
which
big
is a
drop
quite
off.
big
That's a big drop.
drop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
expect like a EA or a big developer to be around 4 to 5 billion, but almost 10. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Blizzard's
And then
nuts.
Epic's was right after that, 4.8.
Yeah.
Take-Two Interactive, 3.1. Sega Sammy, 2.3. And then Bandai Namco, about 2.2 bill.
See, Sega is definitely in the realm of purchasability.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Sega
like-
and Bandai, man.
Yeah, and Bandai.
So
yeah.
those rumors about Microsoft, possibly buying up those two or one of those two could be very well reasonable.
Yeah.
But then you'd probably see Microsoft drop underneath EA at that point for
Yeah.
how much money they got left. I don't know how that works. If
That's
you
just
spend
revenue.
that money to buy
That's just
them.
revenue,
Yeah.
though. So your
Okay.
revenue would change. So actually, they should go up in revenue.
Yeah.
Okay.
They actually
It's a
should go up
Combined.
Yeah.
if they
yeah.
own it. Yeah.
But it's really interesting that Sony would be so high at 25 billion, and then you look at like Nintendo at 12, and then Microsoft at 11, and they're so far below.
It's really incredible. It's shocking.
It's just like,
It
damn.
is shocking, dude.
Like I wonder if Sony
It's
is planning
so
to
high.
do something. You know what
It's
I mean?
so
That's
high.
gonna like set them above. Because every time we look at lists and stuff like that, you have the Switch sold more than the PlayStation and the
This
Xbox
month,
still.
right,
You know what
yeah.
I
That's
mean? And then you see like Microsoft to hit like a small number, a low number in like a different country or something like that. But to see the numbers and you just like, damn, 25 bill.
in just
Like
gaming
they've been
revenue.
putting work in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
It's really,
in
really-
just the gaming
Yeah,
business.
it's really crazy.
This ain't got nothing to do with their phones, TVs,
Nothing.
cameras,
Yeah.
none of that. It's just
Yeah.
all video games.
Yeah, dude.
25 billion.
PlayStation.
So,
It's
I mean,
crazy, man.
And just
They
that
win.
gap, right, from 1 to 2. You'd think it'd be like a little closer, but that's like a $10
It's
billion
no
gap.
competition.
right. if I'm like, Microsoft, I'm trying to figure out how I can get in with Tencent, man. Like Tencent got more than me. Like, hey,
Yeah.
man, Tencent, let's
But all their
yeah, man.
all their stuff's free, so I mean, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Hey,
Game
Microsoft
Pass.
is caving to that direction, dude.
Yeah, dude.
So
I
there's a
mean,
little-
just imagine if you could get all of those mobile games that people are liking on a console, like on a grander level or something like that. You know what I
Maybe.
mean?
Yeah,
Maybe,
maybe.
I'm sure people would probably play some damn Candy Crush on their Xbox or something.
Oh yeah, probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put some work in on
It would
that.
look good. That's for
It
sure.
would look
it would look
Candy
really
Crush
Like
like
one-
4K,
120
60 frames per second. Yeah,
Not 120.
Candy Crush
You could probably
4K,
make that shit
120.
8K, man. Playing around with that.
It
That's
looks good.
requiring no hardware.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, that's cool. And then for the last one, it looks like Sony has decided to close their PS3, PS2, PS1, and their PS Vita stores.
PSP as well.
Oh, and their PSP as
Sad
well. I'm
day,
surprised
guys.
that the PSP is even still open
It is.
for a store.
That is
It
nuts.
is.
as old as it is.
Shout out to Sony for that, man.
Yeah, but
I
the
get
fact that they're
PSP,
closing
but the
it-
other ones are a little bit shocking.
yeah.
I
But
can't, sad actually.
Yeah, but the
Definitely
fact that
sad.
they're closing them, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, why? Like, why would you even need to close them? I don't think that they're really allocating any
I know.
kind of like data or anything like that to the store. It's just what's been there has been there. They're
Yeah.
not making anything new. So it's like, why not make it
I
available?
thought it might have to do with security because if they have a store, they're gonna have to keep releasing updates and patches for these platforms, and they probably want to end the life of them. You know what I mean? That was my thought,
Maybe.
potentially. They're like, we have to keep doing upgrades on these damn things to make sure security is good. That was my only thought. Other than that, I was sad that they're closing.
yeah.
Especially the Vita store. I would thought maybe you keep the Vita store.
That one's still relevant in Japan.
Yeah, it's still relatively high trafficked, right? I mean, of course, not like the other places, but relatively high.
Yeah.
Because it's their more recent handheld, right? So you think it'd still have a little bit of pull.
When-
I mean,
yeah.
I think I've seen. I was looking at something. One of the games that I was just recently looking at, and it actually still had remote play. I think it was out of the like 10 play at home games that they dropped. One of them still had remote play, and it showed a picture of the Vita
That's dope.
on there. And so, it's like if they're still doing stuff with games that are still able to utilize this console, why wouldn't you just, keep it alive as
There was
far
a
as
game that
that's
just
concerned?
came out that they announced launched on the PS Vita too.
Okay.
Was
It was,
it
it was
indie?
an indie game.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, I wish I could remember. But like I hadn't seen that in a while. And they were talking about a game coming out.
Vita
Like, it was launched on
release.
Vita as well. I was like, oh,
That's
that's
dope.
dope. You know, and it was a cool game too. Like it was a nice game. And so I remember when I owned my Vita, I was always shopping. I was always scrolling that store.
Yeah, because they
To
would
see
have like
that
little
being
deals
gone
and
is
stuff like that.
super
That's on
sad
there.
for people who own a Vita. Yeah, they had deals all the time. You know, like that's just super, super sad. And PS3, I think, is pretty sad too. I think there's a lot of people, man, who have
Still
a PS3.
playing PS3s,
Yeah,
yeah.
like there's a lot of people with the PS3 still. Like to lose the store entirely, like that's pretty darn sad.
Yeah, my sister was asking me about a PS3. She was like, "Hey, where can I buy a PS3 at?" And I was like, "For what?" She was like, "Oh, cause I got this copy of I think it's like Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Oh yeah,
It's only
That's for
available
X-
like on that system or
It's
something.
on the PS3 or whatever. She had a copy of it,
Yeah,
and so
that
that's
was a
like the
good
only
game.
game she likes to play. She doesn't play games at all, but she just been wanting to play it because she still has that game.
Right.
She doesn't have a PS3, and I was like, "Shit, man, I don't even know. Like, you gotta look online and stuff,
Yeah.
but they still wanting like
$100
$200 damn near dollars. You know, $200 for a
PS3?
PS3, and it's
Jeez.
like,
nuts, dude. It's
bro,
bad.
like,
It's bad.
you still
dude.
charging $200?
Because you were
for this?
thinking about for the Demon Souls, right? So you
I'm s-
probably did research
I
on it.
still have my daily routine of on OfferUp.
Yeah.
I have my rotation, and I still look at PS3s, and they're still a ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Vitas. Like
Vita's probably still a ripoff. Yeah.
Vitas are like $200-300 because people mod them. It's like, oh, it has 500
They're all
games.
emulated, right? Yeah.
It's like I don't want that. I just want it vanilla.
Yeah.
But
For sure. But yeah, so that information kind of rolls us into the first topic that we had, and that was the new patent for possible backwards compatibility on the PS5 or something of that nature, right? We don't necessarily know if it's for the PS5, but it was just that they had a patent for backwards compatibility. So the
Trophy
fact that they're-
compatibility, right?
yeah,
Yep.
trophies, and
correct
stuff.
trophies. Yep.
So I mean, the fact that they're closing, 3, 2, 1 Vita, PSP, and then they've got a new patent out. Like, do we expect there's
There's a link
something
there,
new
right?
that they have? Like, is this are they together? They one and
Yeah.
the same type of information? Like, is this going to be a new handheld, or are they going to allow us to finally be able to play all of these old games? On our PS5, the actual discs that we have, or what? What do you guys think that this is leading to?
I do think there's a connection there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm going to speculate for the rest of what I'm saying, but I have a thing. They might start a new store in the PlayStation 5 marketplace. That's maybe like they'll tie it like retro or late, or they'll have some sort of spin on it, like
Legacy
classics.
games,
Because you told me to go play the God of War. So I was like, maybe I'm gonna play God of War on Vita. I looked up how much it costs, and people are still charging like $70 to $80 for that God of War package
my
for the Vita.
gosh,
So I was like,
dude.
all right, well that's out of the
Oh,
question.
the red one, the red Vita, whatever that comes with God of War.
Well, there's a Vita box set that comes with God of War 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So I was like, oh,
That's
if I get a
dope, though.
Vita,
That's really cool.
I'm gonna buy that package.
Yeah.
But they want $80 on eBay, and that's how much it's actually selling for. So I was like, all right, that's out of the question. Fast forward to now, if they were to have like a classic section,
They
and
need that already.
I want to buy these old games.
They
I'll
need
pay
that already, man.
I'll pay $20-30 for an old game.
Yeah.
Like I'll
They
happily
need
pay that.
old classic section.
So if that could be a possibility with trophy support, because I mean, let's face it, for some
I
reason,
don't get it.
yeah, people love
I don't
trophies.
understand.
They'll probably
you have no way to buy God of War.
Yeah,
Just no way.
I literally
there's
have
no way
way
to buy it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, because they're not selling it in the stores, and if GameStop doesn't have a copy, then you're kind of
Yeah, and they won't sell it on their
it's out.
PSN store either. And if games, and you don't have the console that can play on.
Right.
Yeah. So
That's
my
just
only
shocking.
option is PS Now. That's literally my only option. Which PS Now works pretty good. It doesn't go up to 4K. Like I think 720 or 1080 is like the most highest resolutions you can get. So I'm hoping the retro store, because you download it, it might upscale nicely. But I think they're up to something. And hopefully it is selling these like masterpieces that they made in the back in the day, because I want to play some of these that I didn't get a chance to play.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like I think because it's a patent on how to award you trophies for an emulated game. So that's interesting. So it's emulating is not like the real game, right? It's like a mirror or whatever, and they somehow found a way to award you trophies. So that's cool. So clearly, why in the world, right?
they
Would
have
they
that,
ever
yeah.
want that or need that for these classic games that they weren't intending on coming up with the way to sell them? I think again.
Nah, I mean PlayStation has, these companies have dropped like mad patents just for like any and every idea that they could possibly
True.
come up
Okay,
with,
so
just
an
to cover
idea.
their butts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be that, but it just seems unlikely, right? Like
And the timing.
having that happen with closing
the
all the
timing,
stores
right?
and then this popping up on somebody's radar.
The timing.
Like, it just seems like it's too coincidental. for
Yeah, it
that.
seems like they want you to buy like God of War on the PS2 or whatever those old games today in an emulation store like you're talking about, and then now you can earn those trophies over again in the whole new trophy system, right? Like it seems
That's
like
dope.
there's like this movement into a direction.
Yeah.
But my only
hope that
question,
happens.
my only question is
happens.
like, okay, if they've closed the PS3, 2, 1, whatever stores, right? So that means that you just can't purchase any more games at all if you still own those consoles now.
Right.
So
Unless
so,
you can find the physical copies somewhere, of course.
right. That's
But
the only
nothing
way.
online.
But you wouldn't be able to purchase online,
Nothing
or
online.
anything. So, I mean, I don't even.
I can't imagine Sony closing the door on some of its games like that entirely, unless they were trying to make this transition.
Yeah.
I don't even remember there being like online capabilities really for the PS1. Was there?
No, but you could buy like on PS2 or PS3. You could buy those games. in
Oh,
the
to
store.
play the,
Classics,
the,
yeah.
And now
the-
you can't.
The backwards compatibility.
Right.
Okay.
Backwards compatibility.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the whole thing, the backwards compatibility thing. You have the closing of the store, and all of a sudden they have this ability to collect trophies on those old games. Why? It's like the connection's not making sense. So people are
Right.
thinking maybe this is some new direction they're going.
Yeah.
To
It-
buy classic games.
It would be cool if they did what Nintendo does. You know how Nintendo has like the Super Nintendo.
Oh,
And that'd
for
be
free
dope
for the,
if they
the
give you some
subscribers?
games for free, and then you can fill out the rest of your catalog. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy these games. You know,
Which would be dope if they gave like their headliners and stuff like that. They gave you those for free to play as the
That would be cool.
classics. You know what
PS
I mean?
Plus
Like
they start
the very
giving you
first ones.
like classic games in your little classic collection.
giving
Yeah.
you like Spyro,
That'd be
Gecko,
dope.
like God of War,
Those
like
are
all of
full-
those heavy hitters. That
Yeah,
was
those are
back in the
full
day.
generations. Like
Yeah.
they have tons of games in each one of those generations, and you can charge, like you said, like Nintendo does. It's like what, $8 for like 3 months or whatever, half a year. For like PS1, you pay that. PS2, and you have access like to all the headliners. You know,
Unless
like,
you
in
got
those-
PS Plus, and
in
then
those
and
things.
you're
I
just
would
giving
love if
access
they
to
did
it.
that.
That'd be
Love it.
amazing,
There'd be
dude.
lots of games that I go back and play because of that.
That'd be dope if they sell you like for $70, like the PS1 classics collection. Boom, you know, buy all the PS1 classics, PS2, PS3. Like the options are endless, man. But I hope that with the retirement of this, there's gonna be the birth of something else. Because it would be
Yeah.
sad if all these things are just, you know.
I agree, man. I agree.
But
Yeah. So going on to the next topic, Microsoft and Discord.
dang,
It looks
I
like
gotta hear
there's a
Margaret.
possibility that
Yeah, what's going on
Microsoft
here?
may be trying to purchase Discord, and it was for 10 billion.
10 billion. Man.
So that was all of their recent revenue, right? They got 1.8 billion left to spend on something. Try to make some money back.
But see, this is what I'm wondering: is this a Microsoft thing or an Xbox thing?
It would be one and the same.
That's what I don't know. Is Microsoft just trying to cash in on like this potential future cash cow? Because Discord's like moving in that, social media direction, like to
Absolutely.
be big like Twitter. I don't know if it'll ever be that big, but it's like it's going
almost
in
there.
Really big.
Yeah, it's going in that direction, right?
Yeah.
Like the next big social media thing. Like we had Facebook, then we had Twitter, then you have like Instagram. Like we're going in like another direction, but Discord's kind of at the forefront of this whole. Now we're face to face talking, and I'm wondering if Microsoft's just like, nah, we just want that, or if they're really trying to find some way to make their Xbox better. I don't know.
I think it's gonna. That's a good thing you brought that up because I remember Microsoft bought Skype, right, and that kind of fizzled out. You know what I mean? But I'm a big Discord fan. Like, I love Discord. I love creating servers. I love joining communities. It's so like not necessarily game based, but like you were saying, social media. I think it's like I think it is in social media platform. You know, they have 140 million monthly users. Twitter has 190 million, to put it into perspective.
Right.
That's a big. I mean, 50 million is a big gap.
huge.
But
Yeah.
it is that just shows your relevance. Like it's a and that's mainly gamers right now. So I think Microsoft might try to put a spin on it, more broad appeal. I think.
Yeah, like a Microsoft thing rather than an Xbox thing.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And they'll obviously have some sort of Xbox thing, but I think their benefit was slap their name on it and kind of try to put some broad appeal on it. You know what I mean?
I would hope that they wouldn't even change the name.
I don't.
If
No,
you
yeah.
if you were smart, I think you
Yeah.
would
You
just
can't.
leave it as
Yeah, you
Discord.
can't change
Yeah.
it.
I
I think they would
wouldn't
just
change it.
slap their. Hey, maybe it's on our technology
Discord by
server,
Microsoft
Xbox
or
with
something,
Discord.
right?
powered by
Yeah.
Microsoft. Some
Powered by
bullcrap.
Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but I'm just I'm interested to see if they'll actually use it, like try to utilize it for like PC gaming or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Or if they just want it for the data, because it is a good source pile for data.
yeah.
To see what everybody's playing, what everybody's on Discord with. I mean, Discord was probably one of the major things that helped with Among Us
Oh, yeah.
growth.
Absolutely.
Because there was no way to talk to another person on Among Us. You had to use something.
Right.
Yep.
Discord was the go-to. Everybody was on Discord for Among
Yeah,
Us.
I mean, these voice, connections, devices, softwares have been coming and going, right? You had Skype. I mean, I remember
Ventrilo,
when we were
TeamSpeak.
on.
You got
WoW, it was
Clubhouse.
Ventrilo.
Yep.
I mean, we raided it with Ventrilo.
Yep.
And that was always fine to me. I thought that was a great service.
Yeah,
To
it
hear
was.
that it went by the wayside and Discord came along, and now Discord's like the new. I remember when I was at school because I teach some middle schoolers, and they're talking about Discord. I'm like, oh, it's like Ventrilo. They're like, what? Like no one even knows what Vent
Yeah.
is anymore. And that was like the number one voice communication service there
Yeah.
was. And
Yep.
now Discord's come along and it's just, I guess, better for some reason. I don't really know why Discord beat Ventrilo.
well, Discord can be on your phone. It can be on your
Yeah,
PC.
but Vent
it
could have
be on
done that
whatever.
too, though. It's just a software.
Yeah, but
Probably money.
it
maybe.
has more of the social aspects.
Because you have like that feed where you can like chat, right, and like post things to the community. I
Correct.
guess.
So you can turn it into a message board. You can use APIs and integrate all these other tools to it.
It's like a advanced Reddit, is it? Not quite a forum, huh? It's not quite a forum,
It is kind
but
of
it's
like
a
a
community.
kinda like it.
There's a community.
Because the cool thing is, like, for example, for Among Us, the developers pay for their own premium server. So it's cool because like legitimate entities can come in and say, hey, this is like the official Discord server. So it has like some like public facing like credibility, where I think some other tools you could join an event, but it was kind of hard to it just didn't have that. I think
Community
that
feel, right?
the community
Yeah.
feel, the community
Yeah.
feel. You know what I mean? Because when people were online, like there was no direct messaging in Discord. You could direct message, add people to friends.
Mhm.
So it has when you said social media, I didn't think about it per se, but it has this all the positive social media aspects that you like, friends list, direct message, those kind of things. It has all those modern conventions to it. So I think it just has a broader feel to the modern, like, let's say millennial. They're used to all those things,
Right.
You know.
The one thing I do like about Discord, and I like it, the direction it's going, is people actually talking
Yeah.
with their mouths, right? Because like we've gone so much to texting and like shutting our, we don't know how to talk anymore with each other, and so I've always liked that Discord does that. Like I like when they're like, oh, join my community Discord, and you go on there and there's lots of people actually talking, sharing ideas, having discussions. It just feels more community.
Yeah,
It
that's
feels
true.
more in that direction than I think.
feels like you're in a room with people.
Yeah, like you're actually with somebody and not just like on a computer typing away across the internet to someone 500 miles away. So like I've always liked that, what Discord's doing in that and I see that. So my mind is like, I think Microsoft is like seeing potential rather than trying to like make their Xbox better or something. Because they do this, like when they bought Minecraft or when they buy these things that they just see major potential in,
That's true.
and they have so much cash on hand, man.
Yeah.
But that's a lot now because they bought Bethesda with cash, and if they buy Discord with cash,
That's all they cash.
that's a
damn near.
huge amount of money, dude.
Side note though, if you do have Discord and you would like to join a Discord group, you can also check out the We Love Gaming
That's right.
podcast Discord.
Yep, we're in there every Friday playing random games. We played Valorant yesterday with some of the fellas.
Right.
So yeah, if you guys want to join on Friday nights, late-ish, we're on there normally.
Yeah, I think one of the bigger things for Discord would to be able to get an app on Discord that's able to join in, shake hands with like Xbox
Dang.
as well as PlayStation. Because I know that was one of the issues that I had, and I didn't even think of trying to use Discord, but that would have been really helpful, when I was playing my father-in-law. If he had just got on Discord and then I got on Discord, because I was playing on my PS5 and he was on his Xbox One X or his Series X. So, you know, we would have been able to talk and there wouldn't have been a problem. So if you have that, that would be a way to
Dang.
join
I
both
didn't even
worlds.
think about that.
You know, just
Yeah.
by, you know, making Discord more accessible on all the consoles.
And
you
the
know?
more and more that these games integrate across platform,
Right.
the more and more you're going to want a service like that.
Right, to be able to have Discord,
But
you know,
the question I
on
wanted
the
to ask
box.
you. I came here today. I wanted to ask you about this. Would you rather? This is a gaming podcast, so think of I don't know. Think of it how you want. But I mentioned that. Would you rather Microsoft spend the $10 billion on Discord, or on like Ubisoft, or buying another big
That's an easy question.
gaming studio?
To me, that's an easy question.
What's the-
buy,
what's the-
buy gaming studios.
Yeah,
Because
that's how I
this
felt
is like
too.
a shot in the dark. Like, this is like you're trying to be innovative. You're trying to stay relevant. But it's not a tried and true game studio that's already making you games.
Right.
Because you can mess this up. But a game
A lot of people are
studio.
worried about that too.
Yeah, a
'cause they
game
messed up Skype.
Yeah. Skype just like, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like Vent, Trello, TeamSpeak, those were popular. Skype came around, and I started joining people's Skypes
Mm-hmm.
to play games with them, and then Skype just died, and then Discord came out. But
I mean, hell, isn't that what happened? What was the other name to the competitor for Twitch that they had? Mixer. Didn't
That
they
died.
like buy
It died.
Mixer or come up with it or something like that?
Yeah,
and they
see,
were
they
trying to
do
put
that
all their
stuff.
money into it, and it just
Yeah.
killed it.
Microsoft does that,
So
which is why I worry about this, because like leave Discord alone. And I rather them. That's 10 billion, dude.
it's a
Like
lot.
that's got to be getting close, right, to buying a big one like UB or
Yeah.
Square Enix or whatever.
Well, I mean, we
right?
just
Buying
saw-
a big
like
one,
a Sega
right?
or something.
Yeah, like you can buy a couple. Buy
we
a
just
few
saw
with
you
that,
could buy
right?
Activision for less than that.
Oh, you're getting close to buying. I mean,
So I mean,
Nah.
like if it, I
I
mean,
don't
if
think you
it's
can buy
if it's
it 'cause
bringing
you have
in
to
the
think
revenue,
about-
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to think about
Like-
future revenues. And so Activision's
Yeah.
like, we're making $8 billion right now. What are we going to make in the next 10, 20, 30 years? They take all that into consideration to
Yeah.
add to make
Oh, okay.
the value
Yeah.
of your company.
Yeah.
But like, I'm thinking to myself, dude, like there's some big ones you can buy easily with that kind of money, and they're spending it on this.
Yeah,
It's like,
definitely
that's
buy
crazy.
Bandai,
I'm
right?
sad. Like,
Yeah, Bandai
you
or
could
EA or
definitely
something.
buy that. Yeah, absolutely. You can
Yeah.
buy Bandai. And I think you're getting closer to thinking about like a Ubisoft. You're getting really close.
Maybe, yeah.
You know, maybe add, 4 or 5 billion more in
mean-
there, like twice as much as you paid for Bethesda.
yeah.
Maybe you're getting close,
Yeah.
So it's like, because once that money is gone, we know it's not going to be spent on any more gaming stuff.
Yeah,
So-
I think as a gamer, you would want them to buy more gaming studios
Mm-hmm.
just so that they could then put something else under their Game Pass umbrella for you to enjoy. But if you're looking at it as like a
company.
company and what everything that it would have to offer, you know what I mean? It purchasing something like that would be nice, but at the same time, like I don't know if they're gonna just play, friends, you know what I mean? Because like I said, it would be nice if Discord was able to be put onto your Xbox and your PlayStation, and then you could just start chatting from there.
I would love if
to
they
do a
integrated it
community.
in. So
Yeah.
it's like seamless, right?
That would
That'd
be
be
nice
dope.
too.
Because right now, like we've done that, right? Where we're like on Discord on our
sucks.
phone and we're
Yeah.
playing the game, and it's like that's so annoying.
Right.
So like that's exciting, but at the same time, I'm actually more concerned that they're going to ruin it than do some cool stuff like that with it.
Yeah.
Because that's that's a little bit of their track record. Microsoft.
It would be kind of nice, right? If they had it where it wasn't just like the regular chat, but it was like you go into Discord now to start your chatting. When you initiate a chat, it's in Discord or whatever. So like,
Yeah.
even if
Everything
somebody's
is in
not on the
Discord.
system
Yeah.
That
or
would be
whatever, they can
dope,
still
dude.
hop in and they're
Yeah.
hearing you
I
on
would
your
love that.
Xbox
That'd
headset.
be
or
like you
whatever.
have like a
Incredible, man.
Discord, integration in
Right.
the Xbox Series X or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be
Because
sick.
I
That'd be
think
so cool.
I think inclusion is going to be the biggest.
It would get
one of the
used so
biggest
much
things.
by
Like
me.
that's going to be where the bigger money is. If you can get inclusion from all of the different places.
Well, and
if
then
I can be on
inclusion,
my Switch,
yeah.
and then be on Discord as well, talking to you guys,
That would
while
be
you're
sick,
playing
dude.
Xbox or PlayStation, that
That's
would be
cool.
nuts. You know
That's
what
true,
I mean?
actually.
If you just make it available, like, hey, this ain't even no like there's some Xbox shit. Like, hey, just put this on your console, and then
Yeah, I don't
utilize
know,
that.
man.
Yeah.
I love the idea. I just don't know if Microsoft's going to
that's
do
gonna
that,
happen,
man.
yeah.
How cool would that be?
Yeah, it's
I
very
just
rare that
don't
they
know.
play friends, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Thinking of Game Pass possibly being on the Switch is like a far fetched idea, you know
I
what I
know.
mean?
Yeah.
To be able to play something handheld.
We all want it, but it's not going to
Yeah.
happen.
yeah.
Speaking of Switch, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, speaking of Switch, the rumors of a possible new model or something of that nature, with like a better NVIDIA graphics card and whatnot, but with still 720p screen,
Handheld.
Bringing out
Right.
has been floating around. So the question that I wanted to ask you guys is, we all have Switches. So would a better graphics card on a Switch or something like that, but still giving you 720p graphics, would that entice you to purchase a new Switch? Or are you good with the shit you got now?
720p.
Because it's only giving you
No.
720p.
I play.
It's 4K in dock.
Yeah. I only played mine
4K
docked.
in dock.
Yeah,
So-
when you dock the Switch, you'll be 4K.
Yeah. I only play mine docked like 90% of the time.
Play
Really?
yours docked?
I
I
play
play
mine
mine. Well,
docked.
I have a light, so I'm always handheld. Plus, if I didn't, I'd be handheld almost all the time with it.
Gotcha.
I have the original Switch, and I play that shit undocked.
Yeah,
like
that's what I would do.
rarely ever
Yeah,
play it
me
docked
too.
Gotcha.
because it's just more
Convenient for me,
convenient
yeah.
for me to just play it handheld. So for me to have to pay another $400 for the same thing I got, and it's giving me damn near the same output as far as graphics are concerned, like I'm not gonna see the difference. Like I'd be forced to turn it into a mounted, game system. Just keep my old one and just use that to play
It's
on the
too
go.
staggering. Going from 4K to 720.
Yeah.
It's just too staggering, I think.
Yeah.
You'd always want to keep it docked.
Yeah, I would hope that the information would be just a new dock that allows me to get the 4K. Like if I had to pay $100 or something like that, or 150 to get a 4K dock, so that if I did want to play all of my games on TV, that I could just do that. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? But you're trying to sell me a whole new console and the shit outputs the same handheld as what it already does. Like that only benefits the people who dock it like that.
Yeah. But I think
And it
you know,
definitely does not benefit
yeah.
the people who bought the light.
that's true. I mean, resolution is one thing. You know what I mean? Obviously, it'll have better performance.
A new chipset.
Yeah.
It's gonna be much faster.
It'll
should
be
at
much
least be
faster,
giving
probably
you, like,
better
1280.
FPS.
Yeah.
Maybe 60 FPS instead of 30. So, to me, the resolution is not huge because we're playing Nintendo games here.
I was gonna mention that too. Yeah.
It's one thing if you're playing Fortnite. It might matter if you're using your Switch to play like third-party games, but who does? I mean, sorry, people do that. But for me, I only play exclusives. I only play Pokemon and things like
But
that.
that's also because we've only been like the developers only make the games that are going to be able to be played on it. So I mean, if we did have something that gave more graphical output, we would eventually see that.
Yeah. Shout out to Squid. He, at one point, maybe still does, he buys everything on the Switch, like digital. And he would tell me like games like The Witcher and things ran like crap on the Switch. So if this meant I'm still playing The Witcher in 720, but it's running actually playable, then I'm all for that. What other games did he say? He said a couple.
Phoenix Rising's garbage too. There's a
Anything
Phoenix
that's
Oh, I
Rising
heard
ported
that.
over,
I heard that.
anything
Yeah.
ported over, I'm
Yeah. It's
believing
bad.
is pretty trash. If it was on like an Xbox
If it's
or
like
a
not
PS5,
developed by Nintendo themselves, it's like
It's crap.
garbage.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So so it might be 720. You're paying $399, but if it's playable at least in handheld, that's something. I don't see the price being that bad. In my opinion, $399 is I don't think that's a terrible price for it.
I'm a little bit on the fence about the price. I don't like it because think about it. When the PS4 launched, it was $399, and then when the PS4 Pro launched, it was $399, and then the PS4 dropped to $299. That's not what's happening here. The Switch launched at $299, and now the Switch Pro's coming out, and it's more. That doesn't make sense to me. Like the technology. Right, the reason why the Pro can launch at the same price as the original PS4 is that the technology got way ahead of its time, which is what's happening here. Like, it should launch at $299, and then the original one should drop to like $200, and the Switch Lite should drop to like $149. Yeah,
Oh.
$150. That's what should
good
that's what
value.
should happen
it
here.
would be.
That's what should happen. Like, it's weird that they go up. They released the Pro version at a higher price than what the original launched for. I don't know. That's just
This is
doesn't make
just that
sense to me.
typical Nintendo delusion that thinks that they don't have to lower their prices or anything like that because it's Nintendo. Like if you want,
It's
Nintendo,
just a
you're
Pro
gonna
model
buy it.
though. It's not like a Switch 2. That's what's weird to me. It's just a Pro model.
Yeah.
Technically, it's
That's a good
too.
Yeah, because it's just an in-generation upgrade. Like
Yeah, it's an
normally,
in-generation upgrade. Exactly.
yeah, normally those like whenever the Slim or the one,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
those normally carry the same price tag. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that actually. Yeah, you're right.
So that's bothersome to me.
Yeah.
I would pay it if it was a Switch 2, but if I'm going to be able to just keep playing on my original games or all the games that come out for Switch on my Switch right now, then why am I going to pay more to upgrade to
that's
do
true.
that?
So just
I'll
to
pay the same, but like to pay more.
Yeah, that's true.
so just to make sure that I understand correctly, if they decided to call it Switch 2, you would be okay with 720p
There's lots of
graphics?
things that come along with that, though. There's lots of implications that come along with calling it Switch 2. That means every game that comes out cannot be played on the Switch. So every new game that comes out for it can't be played on the Switch now because this is a Switch 2 game, right? The game should improve then. There should be an increase. There should be an improvement in their game quality, right? The game
Unless they
library.
follow the mottos of the Xbox and PlayStation so far with being able to play on both consoles.
Yeah,
Right,
there'd be a
if
little
they-
bit of that,
if they
but there
came
should
with
be
that
like
model.
unique Switch 2 games that come out. That's what I mean. Those
Right,
games
right,
should
right,
be
right.
better than Switch games, which is how it is now. Yeah, I can play PS4 games on my PS5, but when PS5 game launches, Demon's Souls, that thing looks way better than the PS4 games do. Right? When the PS5 games launch, there should be that. So I don't want them to just like launch a Switch 2 and then give us nothing new and just everything's across. Then that's not really a real Switch 2.
Yeah.
That's a Switch Pro.
Right.
Right? It's a lie. So it comes with those implications.
But it's still gonna look the same as your Switch 1 at 720p when you in handheld. The only difference you'll see is when you dock it.
That's why it's just a Switch Pro. There's nothing special enough about this to pay more
Yeah.
than just buying a regular Switch to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess we'll see. Like I said before, I hope it's literally just selling me a new dock. If
'Cause
the
once
dock
again-
is the only thing that's giving me the 4K capabilities, add that extra graphics card in the dock. If the dock is a little bit beefier, but it's able to give me 4K,
I don't know how that would work.
On a game.
Somehow it's like transferring the information and upscaling it. I don't know what
just
the
like
dock
our
would do to do
TVs
that.
upscale, some type of things, like HDR upscale.
So there's an
some stuff or
upscaler in
whatever.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
some
know if
type
that's
of,
worth
you know.
$100.
The dock already
but-
costs because I used to want to buy another dock so I can have one next to my computer and one in the living room.
Costs like $60 or something, right?
The dock is like 129, 150.
Oh,
so it's
wow.
not even worth like I could not find a dock under $100.
Jeez.
The original one. I don't want a third party one.
Right.
So I don't see them making it probably cheaper than how much it already costs now. 100, 120.
So $200 would probably be.
If that technology works,
250.
it would probably be at least 199 if
I
I
have
were
a
to
hard
guess.
time paying that much for a Switch when I can buy an Xbox Series S for $299. I have a really hard time.
And you're not even talking
500
about.
gigabyte solid state drive. I have a really hard time, man. That's why they need to stay at that $299 range.
That and the fact
That's a good
that
point.
that you have the Xbox Cloud and you're able to play that on your cell phone, laptops, whatever type of stuff eventually, right?
Yeah.
Like you'll be able to. I mean, cell phones are producing 2K graphics and stuff like that.
Some,
they're
depending
able
on-
to do
depending on the
outputs
phone,
of 2K
yeah.
and stuff.
Depending,
So
yeah.
I mean, like, why would I want to buy a Switch that's gonna give me under what my cell phone can provide?
Yeah.
Like,
I
that
mean,
just
it is
doesn't
at a
make any
fraction of the
sense.
price, but yeah, you guys brought some compelling reasons. It needs to be priced accordingly because if it's priced at the price of a PS5 digital, you have a problem there. Because a PS5
That's right.
digital
and
is
then
a
digital too.
But
I
I
buy a
wouldn't put it
PS5
past
digital
them.
for the same price as this.
and that's
I would not
actual
put it
4K
past them.
right there.
It's not
with a
upscaled or
great
anything.
SSD. You don't even get onboard. You get a little bit onboard storage with the Switch, but you have to put those darn micro SDs
You
in there.
got to, yeah. This is
So
not
if
much.
maybe if the Pro came with like an SSD included, they would have to really add some bells and whistles for it to be worth $399. Because you're right, you can go to the competitor, either the Xbox Series S or the PS4 digital,
Right.
and get like a way more powerful and polished machine. So
And do we even need to play Nintendo games in 4K?
no way.
not with the stuff they have now.
This isn't like Project Athia, right? Like we're like, wow, like that needs to be in high res to really appreciate it.
I think
Not
only
this.
for the third
To
party
appreciate
titles.
Mario Tennis. I mean, for
Like
third
what
party
he's
titles,
saying.
it's
That's
worth
it.
it. But it's
That's
like,
it.
do I need that in 4K? No, I don't. That's colorful and pretty and fine enough.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it would have to be to cater to all the ported games that
Yeah.
just look ass
people-
when they get ported over.
For people who this is their primary system, you know what I mean? I would say that's probably the only people who'd be interested in this. The people who are the diehard Switch, I don't have anything else, only Switch. I would say this might be a sale at $299, $399.
$299, yeah, I can get it. I can understand that because you're just upgrading what you already have. Because you have to remember, Nintendo's asking you to rebuy the same console.
Yeah.
That's a major problem. Nintendo's asking their customers to rebuy the same console they have and pay $100 more than they originally paid for their console. I'm having like a really hard time with that, you know? Yeah. So I don't like it. I'm sticking. I'm sticking.
I'm sticking with what I got. I got a normal Switch and a Lite. That's good enough. I barely play it. I'm gonna play it when Pokemon Snap comes out, but I don't play those games for graphics. I play those games for like mechanics, and it's fun.
What if they locked games like this is now Virgin on Switch 2 kind of territory? They lock games like Pokemon Legends behind this, right? Or some of these games
like that's exclusive to the Switch too.
I'd be pissed.
Or it only plays on the
Switch.
Switch.
Like it's locked. You have to buy a Switch Pro to play these games.
It better be incredible.
I feel like that would be a shot
Switch
in the
2
foot
territory, but I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't see a lot of reason to buy it.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't buy it. I don't see the value.
Did something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, it's literally it's got to be only third person because all of the other games that they're creating, the ones that have always been on the Nintendo, you know, from the jump, those are the ones that do not require like crazy graphical output. Like you wouldn't be able to notice any kind of difference on 4K. Even with Breath of the Wild, if you had it juiced up as max as possible, you're not noticing anything spectacular.
You might notice 4K. A little more smooth gameplay with 60 frames or something, but
it might be 4K, more assets out there in the world, but that's about
it's like, what are we doing at 4K? Like whatever.
Yeah. But for our last piece of news, Ghost of Tsushima. It looks like PlayStation has given rights, or not PlayStation, but
Sony.
Yeah, Sony has, because it is a Sony Interactive. So it looks like Sony has given rights to be able to do an adaptation in film for this game. So we're talking Ghost of Tsushima and the same director that did John Wick.
Ooh,
directing this. So for me, I'm not really that enthused. I did enjoy all of the John Wicks and whatnot, so that's cool that he would be directing this. But I was not that compelled with the story for Ghost of Tsushima. I still remember like the basics of it, but as far as like me following the story and being like really into Jin, like I was not really that into the character. So this storyline for this movie would have to be something completely off of what the game was to give me better backstory or give me more details about Jin that was like really interesting. Maybe if you gave me like something more of his like coming up struggle or after he's become the ghost, give me that story. Maybe that's probably where it would probably shine best. There's like some new enemy, that's not a Mongol or whatever. It's somebody new and he's doing his ghost shit, just John Wick style. But I don't know. How do you guys feel?
I don't know jack about this because I never played Ghosts. So I'm just going off John Wick. John Wick 1, that movie was incredible. I don't know if it was Keanu Reeves that carried it. I think the whole story, all the characters were great. Like, the action was incredible. So if it can get some of those elements right, I'll definitely want to check out this movie. But I don't know anything about the story. I don't know. I don't really have much to say, but if it's a little bit like John Wick, then I give it a thumbs up.
It's so funny because Mark hasn't played like a lot of these games, like Last of Us 2 or like Uncharted. Yeah. So it's like, well, those all look good to me because he doesn't have any perspective.
I have nothing to go off of.
I actually kind of disagree with you. Because think about the stories in John Wick. They're very, very shallow. Basically, everyone's just attacking the dude because his
dog died.
Yeah, the dog died. Right? Like, I really like John Wick 1 and I like John Wick 2 a lot. John Wick 3 I didn't like as much, but I really liked the first two a ton. And there's lots of things I like about John Wick 3 too, but I don't know. There's some things I didn't like too much about John Wick 3. But I love John Wick 1 and John Wick 2. And John Wick 1 is like a classic. The original John Wick was good.
So you just think this is going to be great for the slaughtering. That's it.
Because that's all John Wick was. All John Wick was basically no story and just a dude like moving through a level, slaughtering everybody till it gets to the end, the boss, right? Like that's essentially all it is. And that's a lot of what Ghost of Tsushima is. You're the last samurai. Everyone's coming after you. Everyone's attacking you. And you're just slaughtering dudes like you're this badass samurai. And, like, those choreographed scenes in John Wick were dope. Yeah, right? Like, so if we get some really cool because we were like, oh my gosh, what did he just do? Like sometimes you couldn't even follow what John Wick did. It was like such a complex maneuver that way he killed somebody. Like imagine them duplicating that like in a samurai world.
Dude.
One dude stands alone, right, against an army, and that seems dope to me. I don't think you need a grand story here if you're going in that John Wick direction.
Well,
if you're
sure.
not, then you need a story.
Well, I mean, like, what if I would have felt like, you know, somebody who like the guy who directed Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon or something like that, like some type of like a you know, a samurai epic story or something like that should have been the one to try to like direct this movie. You know, considering how much effort they tried to put
depends
into
on the direction
making
you
it
wanna
seem
go
like
in.
a cinematic, you know, masterpiece.
If you
know,
want
in
to
the
go in a
game.
samurai epic direction, then you're right. You need a director like that. And then I would agree with you in saying that won't work because that story is not epic enough. That's going to fail. That story was garbage. But if you go in the action direction and you're just like, let's just make pure action like John Wick level action. And, you know, John Wick, yes, it's guns, it's not swords, but it felt very martial art. It felt very choreographed.
That's all it was.
Like,
It's a lot
that's
of
what this
choreography.
could be, too. But instead of a gun, you have a sword. Like, boom, boom, like who knows what he could be doing,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't know. I'm pretty excited, actually. Like, I could be disappointed, but, like, I have a lot of faith in that dude because I love John Wick 1 and I love John Wick 2.
Yeah,
and those
those
are
are
like
great movies.
jaw-droppingly cool. I did not expect that from those movies when I first saw them.
Me neither.
And I can see this being really neat. So this is one of the first Sony movies. And what's going on, dude? Sony is pumping out the movies now. They're turning like all their games into movies or TV shows. Like everything.
Why not?
Just they're trying to
More money.
Everything.
Yeah, they're just trying to take the same, you know, the motto that's been shown a lot of times. You know, you take like one item and then you figure out like 8 different ways to flip that one item. Like, how can I utilize this one item?
But it's just
that
crazy.
many
It's like
ways?
everything. Okay, make Uncharted a movie. Last of Us a movie. Ghost of Tsushima a movie. Everything a movie.
Yeah, because
Why
I mean,
not?
these IPs, they're games, and then until another game is made with using that IP, that's just sitting there. So it's like,
difficult,
let's
though, 'cause
utilize
game
this
movies
while
don't
it's there.
usually do well.
No, they
So
don't.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of weird. And in the era of COVID, I wouldn't want to be spending money on movies right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It's just interesting to me. Like
They trying to catch this at the ass end of the COVID. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When everybody's flooding back
I
to
mean,
the
I'm sure
theaters
The
'cause
Last
it's
of Us
open.
and Uncharted were all done before COVID came along.
Probably.
But now that they're introducing Ghost, that's new. You know, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it's
So
exciting.
we'll have to see exactly, you
We'll have
know,
to see,
where it's
man.
going. You know, hopefully we'll get a trailer sometime this year
Yeah.
for it. I don't think it would be out like this year. I think it would be probably like end of next
Yeah.
year, maybe 2023, something like
Probably.
that. Just to give it time. But you know, I guess we'll see. Hopefully, we can see something, you know, soon, just to see or see some pictures. You know,
For
maybe
sure.
get like an idea of who's gonna play Jin or anything else. You know, and see if maybe they can portray the character with a more appealing light than the actor that did for the game.
Now, that is
or
a
something.
concern. Yeah.
You know, so I'm still waiting to see, you know, to hear more about
Borderlands?
Uncharted.
Oh, okay.
You know, and then we still got Borderlands to
Yeah.
hear more
I'm
about
excited
that
for that one.
and stuff. So there's like a whole bunch of
Mm-hmm.
games that are coming out, and you know, and I guess like I don't know. Did you ever watch Monster Hunter?
I still haven't watched Monster Hunter. yet.
Okay, all right. So you'll have to tell me if it's ass or not.
I know.
But
sure
you
if I'm gonna
know,
watch
I'm
it.
trying to see. I'm trying to see
curious.
if we're gonna stay on this trend of video games just sucking.
I know.
Yeah.
Or
Mortal Kombat.
if we're gonna actually see something that's like, you know, great. Yeah, I'm interested to see if they can bring, you know, light to Mortal Kombat. I don't think that Mortal Kombat was never a story based type of game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the original Mortal Kombats I thought was always cool because you got to see the characters
Yeah,
depicted in real life
They're
and whatnot.
entertaining.
So I think that might be a little easier to do. But when you have the story and stuff like that, you know, I think Borderlands.
Are
will
you
probably be a
excited for
little
that
bit
Mortal
easier.
Kombat?
I'm very skeptical of it
I
for
am
some
too,
reason.
actually.
I do love Mortal Kombat, so but I'm very skeptical, just like I was with World of Warcraft. I'm like, I don't know. I'm more excited for Borderlands because I love Jack Black. I think because there's no actors in the movie that I'm really hyped for. It doesn't really have anything that's like kind of appealing to me yet. But it's Mortal Kombat, so you know.
I liked the crappy
Well,
90s
I didn't even
Mortal
get to
Kombat.
see all of them.
When you were a kid, we liked it.
Oh yeah,
But when you go back and watch, you're like, these are bad
Garbage.
movies, man.
I mean,
So,
you know, there's
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of those
I know.
that will get that.
Yeah.
You like, damn, I watched this,
This
shit
was
back then.
good.
Yeah, for sure.
But-
Yeah, so that's all we have for you guys this week. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed yet, come on.
Please.
Just hit the button. It's right there. Hit those notification bells so that way you guys are notified if anything is posted by us, which we post every day of the week except for like Sunday, something like that.
Saturday and Sunday, yep.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday. Every now and again we'll post them on Sunday or Saturday, I mean. But yeah, so answer the question in the comments. We'll always have one in the video for you. You know, lately the comments been popping off. You know, Arachnid Soul. Do you guys remember any of the other ones that were commenting? Any of the other people?
Sometimes I can't remember the names. There was another one that I saw.
Yeah, I'm gonna write your names down on the list.
Hey, Anthony G, leave us a comment, man. We haven't heard from you in a while. Anthony
Yeah,
G.
Anthony
Hey,
G.
Squid, you too.
Squiddy,
Yeah,
come on, man.
Squid,
Yeah,
man.
but yeah, I'm gonna start making a list of the people, and I'm gonna start giving you guys shouts out for you know, interacting with us. There was another guy, JD something. I can't
JD
remember.
40, JD.
JD Powerhouse, we'll call him.
JD
No.
Powerhouse. JD
but yeah,
Powertrain
there was
Warranty.
yeah, there was a few people, a few new names. So shout outs to you guys. Thank you guys for joining us, and until next week, we'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
Peace.
See ya.
I love you, me.